Tina, is there any way you can get in touch with Tug?
Have you communicated with a social media user who goes by the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY?
I've had several phone calls with the person who goes by the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. Don't actually know his real name.
And unfortunately, every time I make a call, it becomes content for an idiot.
Help! I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is...
Blazing the whip, gotta vanquish the needs. My kingdom for some poppy seeds. Yo, yo.
Is that a poppy seed? You realize I'm your P.O., right? Straight to booking.
Was barking on the phone, all that tough talk threatened. Now you looking at the floor like judge.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay!
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
I'm feeling fly, yeah, I'm so damn fresh. Got that platinum grill, bringing in the chest. Diamonds in my mouth, shining when I speak. That umbrella guy, flossing speaking geek. Ice on my teeth, I'm dripping so hard. Platinum grills, I'm the king of the boulevard. Throwing money in the club, making haters mad. I'm the baddest in the game, no one gets a pass. Ooh yeah. Crushing all these lines, yeah, I feel fly. Rolling on the dubs, ThATuMBRELLAgUy. Iced out cold on the boulevard. You ain't a comic gangster, don't be playing hard. Ice on my teeth, I'm flying so high. Dropping the bass, ThATuMBRELLAgUy. One drill to rule them all, one drill to bind them. Baby, I'm so iced out, gonna blind them. Rolling in town, I'm an army of one. Doing verbal walk-bys, blazing like the sun. Riding in my whip, crushing false accusers. Dropping off the bass on the real abusers. Yeah. Living life fast, no time for the slow. Justice on my mind, stacking up on the flow. Life in the fast lane, no time to blink. Ice on my teeth, watch it when I speak. Chillin' on my rhymes, never missing a beat. Ice on my teeth, yeah, I'm living that sweet. ThATuMBRELLAgUy, bringing the platinum heat. Crushing every hater, no time for defeat, ooh yeah.
Ooh, yeah, indeed. What's up, folks? How's it going tonight? Welcome to a special edition where Megan stood me up today. I mean, you know, I got Coop on here, which is great. But you know what she valued over this wonderful show, Coop? You know?
What's that?
She valued a anniversary.
Shame.
Yeah, it should be just like Game of Thrones. Shame. If I only had a little bell, I'd run around and
us poor old Southern boys, we both got stood up today. But it's all right. It's all right.
That's okay. We can come together. And you know what was amazing is when Megan decided, hey, I'm not really here. I'm taking off. Documents just fall out of the sky.
See, I love Megan to death, but boy, when she leaves, we get the goodies.
Yeah, no, it's always like that. Always, it's like, we always get something amazing from it.
Right on.
By the way, it's funny too because what we got here is 2L being like, I wasn't served. Oh, and yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of funny stuff in it too. There's funny things about how Gabe, his statements in there, which is real interesting, all things considered. You know, he's like, yeah, let's see, things happen on the day before. He's like popping over there and quote unquote giving a statement the next day. Okay, nothing weird about that.
Oh yeah. It's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Oh yeah.
I had a fun talk today with Volman. You know, he periodically, I really think he has a humiliation fetish or something, because when he talks to me, it is not a fun time for him. It always goes very, very unpleasant. But what was really funny is I found out that he tracks every click that goes into his emails or anybody trying to get into Substack. He tracks everyone. And I was laughing at him because I was like, that's pathetic. You know, that means you get singular. Like I couldn't even manage that if I wanted to, you know,
right.
I don't track anything that I send out like that. I don't put trackers on it. First of all, that's some duplicitous shit. You know, that's some scummy bag. Remember,
that's pathetic. It's pathetic is what it is to track. I mean, I hear about these people tracking emails and tracking, you know,
that's
people
what all
that
these
click
people
on
do
your
over there.
site. And I mean, why do you care?
Well, it's because he was like, oh, you know, first he wrote me and he was essentially telling me, because AI told him, he was like, your channel will crash and burn if you don't stop covering Hales. And I'm like, yeah, maybe you should look up live stream numbers, you know, because live stream numbers, when you're pulling 2,000 people, that puts you in the top 0.01% of live streamers.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I think he's been listening to too many of your intros. We all love that umbrella guy.
Well, it's funny.
He's
He
in love.
got. I told him he looked like a human roofie. I was like, why would anybody take YouTube advice or dating advice from a guy who looks like a human roofie?
Oh my. He needs to lay off that 2-inch pipe hair gel. Is what he needs to do. I mean, poor guy. He looking pretty bad, pretty ratty over there.
Oh, yeah, he looks pretty awful. But he was like, yeah, you're obsessed with me. And I was like, how do you get that, Michael? Yeah, really. I do open all of obsession, according to him, is you actually check your emails when he writes. Usually people won't even acknowledge he exists because he's a nobody. Oh my God. I was like, you've got to be good. Oh, I got laughing. I literally, here, let me read this. It's really funny because I thought I was going to die. I was laughing so hard at him when I figured out what he was talking about. I was like, wait a minute. He also admitted that he mailed me. So I said something to him. I was like, dude, he was like, thank you for being a huge fan of mine. You read nearly everything. And I was like, dude, you get women locked up that trust you, bang desperate divorcees, steal their little ones if they get knocked up, have a felon replace you with a homeless dude. I'm like, you're a living Jerry Springer meme. Of course I watch you. What's up? And then he sends me an article and he's like, which one of those is in this article? Because you read it 3 times. And I responded. Then I was like, wait a minute. Back that up. Did you just admit to stealing babies? Banging this and get women locked up?
Oh, you missed my favorite part. I love it when you sign off. Read my subtext.
Yeah. Well, I got going with him and I didn't even put him in. I was laughing so hard. But he was just like, I was like, oh my God. I was like, you get, so when he told me that at first, I said, you get so little traffic. You track possible readers. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. I told him, for his stuff, I told him, I click on like a specific thing on Facebook. I'll click it because it's the last one there, or I'll click through an email, whatever, because I can find his Substack and I want to find things like the J article, but yeah, I click them when they come in to see what they are. But I was like, it's so bad when you write these that I have to mock them a few times. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to die laughing. Is that your plan? You're killing me with your stupid, so many sock puppets, so few views.
I still can't get over the fact that he's knocking up people that he's interviewing. He's taking the kids.
He's had relations with 2 he admits to that he did not divulge while he was writing hit pieces. That's crazy. But yeah, after I noted that, he gave me trackers for my email and I was like, oh my God, this is so pathetic.
You talk about low self-esteem, that you have to literally track your emails just to make sure that people are reading your stuff. That's pretty low. Yeah. What purpose would you have for tracking how many times somebody opens your email or visits your site?
Well, that's what I was like. Wait. So you send emails and it stuns you that people open them. I was like, that's even funnier. I guess no one else reads my Substack. Confirmed. I was like, holy shit, dude. I was like, how long have you been doing this? A decade? More? And you still expect no one to give a shit about what you say? I was like, that's hilarious, but that's also sad.
I'm telling you, man. The amount of stupidity that we run across out here is just astounding to me.
I love them. I love them all.
It keeps me laughing all day, every day.
Dude, they are really butthurt, by the way, about us talking about the Gabe thing. They are so butthurt that they have gone now to Facebook and they are false flagging when I make fun of something, and they got one of them taken down, which is funny because of what they, you gotta look, these are the kind of things I post over there, just to note. All right. These are what they're flagging. This upsets them that bad. Who will anti-Hales choose to blame? Find out this week. We have a poppy seed bagel, 5-hour energy, Red Bull, obviously, or an innocent snowman. Maybe. Who will they blame? Well, they decided to flag one of them. I kid you not. Look at this. Now, I've appealed it, of course, and it takes them like 3 days to get back. And who cares? I mean, it's Facebook. I don't care if you lose there. What it tells me is double down. But look, they flagged that. I put up one. It was like, anti-Hales, is this how you build a barn? And he has a straw and he's looking up in the sky catching snow. It made them so mad. They reported it for buying, selling, or promoting drugs.
Jesus Christ.
But what I think is really funny about that is they back a dude that's a cokehead and they give him money and shit. So they actually promote and endorse that. But if you laugh at them,
well, this is one of those things that I find so amusing about this whole thing. Nobody even knew who she was, who any of those people were. They interject themselves into this situation. They make some of the most horrendous, things on their live streams. They spout some of the nastiest things. They interfere with a man's business. And then they sit back and wonder why people have negative things to say about them. It doesn't make sense. You inject yourself into all of this, and then you sit back and want to cry when people have a negative thought about what you're saying. It's insane. It's crazy.
what I really like about the new documents today, by the way, is the argument, because the argument that we're going to see with the Preston bankruptcy mess. If you don't know what happened with this, why there's a subpoena or anything, of course, you know there's a Preston bankruptcy. Well, Preston decided she would storm out of her latest depot, right? It did not end. She just left. They never formally ended it. So after she did that, they decided they were going to have an interview with her. Now, this, of course, was before, and I'm glad they did it too. I'm glad they did it because not only did they put things on record that really make them look like fools there, they put things on record about our interview, about how she didn't know why that I'd sent her stuff about Gabe, and then we get the FOIA stuff that shows, oh, she used the stuff that she was sent for Gabe, and she sent it over to the police. So she absolutely knew what it was for.
Oh, that's right. The emails. The
Yeah.
emails.
Yeah.
Oh, looky here, Mr. Butt Chump. Look what I got. It proves my point. They robbed me. That's exactly what she did.
Yep. And she tried to play at that whole, wait a minute, that I never knew why he sent those. It's like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, lady.
Oh, I can remember the weeks and months of denying that interview ever happened between you and Lynette. And with this one email, this one forwarded email proves without a doubt that there was an interview, because how else would she have gotten these documents? Because she's too lazy to get them on her own.
Well,
Somebody
and it's right
has
after
to
it
give
too.
them to her.
It's actually right after the dates too. So it's amazing. But in that interview, she says that that they sent me like whoever was in the background, you know, they're bringing up Gabe, and I was like, I don't even know why they're bringing up Gabe's background. Why are you showing me like that? I have no idea. Well, then it turns out, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Well, personally, I don't care what Gabe does, but when they're collecting tens of thousands of dollars for projects, and you have someone in the household that's literally been convicted of doing some no-nos when it concerns money, that's it's relevant.
She said in her interview, she was asked, did you ever ask Tug or Tina to help you have me arrested? And she's like, no. And then we end up just a month later, we end up with documents she sent to the police talking about how she had been scammed out of money, which she did. She was. She was. But she talked about it. I mean, she used the word stole. Like when you look at her commentary, yeah, she was like, you know, Lisa lying. She lied to you. She lied to everyone. She stole upwards of $56,000 that was dedicated, given, donated to all of us, and she embezzled it. And her husband, they have it, you know. So I mean, when you look through all of that,
you just said two dirty words: stole and embezzlement. Oh, are we getting sued?
Oh God, again? Are they going to sue her too? My oh my.
We literally read her words, and we're getting threatened to be sued over it. Yeah, let's see. Let's make that happen.
I know, that was the funniest thing. She was like, "You said I embezzled. I got a clip of it." I'm like, "Yeah, fatty." We're reading. Who's that? Oh yeah, the person that the money actually supposed to have gone to, but it didn't. You know, it didn't. So yeah, they you want to sue somebody, you're gonna have to sue them, and that will be really fun to take into a courtroom. Oh, Your Honor, yeah, she's threatening to sue us, but the person that said this, first of all, it wasn't us. That's actually the person that was supposed to get that and have the help. Oh, did the barn dominium ever happen? No, Your Honor, it certainly didn't. So this woman, of course, is telling the police that she was robbed. That would be amazing. Please sue over that.
You know, I think the saddest part of this whole deal is how no one in law enforcement is even looking at it.
Oh, they don't care.
I thought that email was pretty dang good. I mean, it was pretty explicit.
It definitely needs to. It's definitely saying, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." You know. Oh man.
Well, the whole takeaway I got from that is, I want Lisa Lee in jail. That's what I took away from it.
Well, you know, I think she had a really good point. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab some.
Yeah.
Steps across the room. I'm
Oh,
not.
that was 4. I counted them.
I'm not even like muting because I'm already back. I just have to put my headphones back on. Oh Lord, I left my water across the way. I was like, no, there's no water. I had a Coke. I opened it up, but I was like, I need a water too.
I like being in the co-pilot seat because I can lean back and chill. Yep. I don't have to work the buttons. You can work all the buttons.
Well, I was supposed to be in the co-pilot seat today. Megalodon, it was really funny because Megan hit me up and she was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to. It was at 3:00. You know what made this really funny? I'm telling you, when she leaves, really, fate actually does deliver stuff. Because look, she hits me up at 3. Now, the documents themselves, they didn't fall in until almost 5 o'clock. They just pop up. That was the first sighting of them. I was like, holy crap. Megan really did cause these documents to appear from nowhere.
She's got that magic touch.
Yeah. I was like, man, fate really is like, hey, you taking off today? Cool. Here's something new. But yeah, so when they did this interview, which looks like, from what we're seeing, by the way, it looks like it's missing now. It looks like they may have removed it, even from their members only, which again, I would say that's false advertisement. When you told people that would be part of your members only for your $499. That one lady that paid, unless they fixed her mess, which I don't know, the way they talked about it that one day, I don't know if they ever did. But that one lady, I mean, shouldn't she have access to that at least if she's still got it?
I think so. I would think so.
I would hope so for $499, man. They're going to give you your own specialty loofah or something. I don't know. Gross.
So what was some of the news that we got this week before we move on? I know somebody somewhere I heard that somebody was denied bond or some shit.
Oh yeah, yesterday. So we got the document for that too. There's actually a few documents, and I will go over the majority of those tomorrow, and a lot of that comes from the efforts of one Maxlet, by the way, because he has been on the ball with that. I have to say, that is some good work, Mr. Maxlet. I really do. I have to say, you've been on the ball with it. Let me. I've got to take a couple of things off of this, but yeah, it's 100% a no bond. It says it straight up. You can see. So, and they've been doing anything they can to shut down discussion of it. They want to pretend this didn't happen because, again, this stuff hits them in their bottom dollar. People ask questions, and their questions get answered with, like we talked about yesterday, they get hit with 5-hour energy drink excuses and other bullshit that it's just garbage. At first it was poppy seeds that, again, that was their excuse. Poppy seeds. Now, again, poppy seeds would have the opposite effect. They're not, that wouldn't, if you could take enough of them, they would not be a stimulant. So, yeah, problem there. But that was the first thing. Then they were like, yeah, maybe we do sound like idiots. He also, despite them raising thousands of dollars too, the other thing that I noticed on their documentation is a public defender appointment. I don't know if you know. Yeah. Yeah.
All them professional lawyers in that camp over there, and they have to go with a public defender.
Well, it's funny. Also, Lisa has money over there, and she will not use it for Gabe.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, she would rather sue Megan Fox than get her man a real attorney. Like, how fucked up is that?
Holy cow. I think,
Yeah,
what is
check
it,
it out.
the 8th is that he's scheduled to go back to court?
Yeah, September the 8th. So he's going to sit in jail. Like, look at it here. Check out attorney status. Defendant indigent. Public defender appointed. See there? Right there. The top. Bam.
I see that.
Yep. So that's that is pretty cut and dry.
Now, aren't these two married?
I thought so.
So if they're married, how can you file indigency when you've got a bunch of money in the bank? Huh.
Well, they're telling them that they have no money. But it is interesting because they just begged up again enough money that before that hearing, before they did this, they picked up thousands of dollars. That's enough to hire counsel. And what's even beyond that, it is so jacked up. I would not let somebody that it's like this. Even when everything went crazy, like with divorce stuff on me, not talking divorce, but before that, my ex got arrested for DUI. I didn't give a shit. Even if you're walking away there, I still got a lawyer. Even with this, may sound crazy, but even with DV, I know how they're going to do. You know what they're going to do. They're going to do first offender. Get a lawyer. I don't care. It is her money too. So even with that, even if it's a crime against yourself, man, I would still buy a lawyer for somebody that I care or cared about.
Well, I wonder if they're looking at it in the aspect of why throw good money after bad? Because think about it for a minute. They were thinking he was going to get bond. He actually thought he was going to get bond in the first hearing in Sumter County, and the judge said, no. So they sent him off to Volusia County, and he figured he'd get bond there.
Oh, we knew it wasn't going to happen.
He didn't. I figured I was 50-50 on it. If
he
got bond, it would be high.
If they had a lawyer, maybe,
Yeah.
But if you're arguing your own shit, that's the problem. These people are like, people mistake me for a lawyer. No, they fucking don't. They actually don't mistake you for a lawyer.
No, by no means. If she thinks she's a lawyer, I pity the client she ever takes on.
Well, there's terrible. Lips was a terrible lawyer. So, if they're saying that she was a lawyer in the way that Lips was a lawyer, maybe, maybe there. But
well, yeah, you got to look at it like that. She's got two one disbarred lawyer and one permanently retired lawyer in her camp. They couldn't cut it. So what makes her think she can cut it?
Yeah.
But yeah, where I say the good money after bad is boom, he got no bail, no bond. And he's put over till next month on the 8th. Maybe they're looking at, okay, the judge didn't give him bond today. Well, they probably ain't going to give him anything next month either. He's probably going to be sitting in jail a while. So maybe they don't want to throw that money away. I don't know.
I would still see if there's even a snowball chance in hell. If it's somebody I give a shit about, I'm going to take the fighting chance. Maybe I'm throwing money away. Maybe it is. But you know what? Here's the thing. I give a shit about the people I give a shit about. And I won't let them sit in jail if I can. I don't need them to sit in jail so I can have a cry stream and be like, oh, look at me. It's so sad. I actually want to do something about that. I want to get them out of the situation that even if they worked themselves into it, I still want to get them out of it.
I did hear some funny stuff about that though. Apparently he thought there was only one charge and judge basically said, no,
told him two.
There's two.
Yep.
So maybe that's what's got him worried. That might have him worried. Maybe he'll end up having to spend however much time he's got left on probation in jail. I don't know.
No, they have the potential. I would be worried. I would be worried that, a judge would want me to stay in jail. Like, judge can do whatever the fuck they want. That's the problem.
Now, isn't this like, didn't I hear somewhere that this is like the third strike on this probation stuff?
Well, he's
tested for poppy seeds or 5-hour energy in his blood system.
So the way that it reads, interestingly, is he had a hit early on, and they may read it as 2 or they may read it as 3. If you look at it, that third, like look over the documentation, look for the third hit and see how it comes, the first hit rather, and see how it popped up, because it happened at the very tip top of it.
Because I only know about the 2, the poppy seed one,
he did
and the
have
5-hour energy. That's the only 2 I know.
He did have 3, but the one that popped off real early and caused him some issues early on. So we'll see how they look at that. He may get lucky in the way that they examine it. He may not. I mean, it may, it's crazy when you have to set and hope that, hey, maybe a judge will ignore one of these violations. I mean, the dude's got a problem. Like these people, they dick around and they lie and they say he doesn't have a problem. The only person they're lying to, by the way, are themselves. Like it isn't hurting us in any way. They think, but they're
they try and make light of this, and it's a pretty serious thing. I mean, this dude could end up being in jail for quite a while.
He could have to spend the rest of his. They could revoke his probation, and they could give him the rest of his sentence time. They could say, "Hey, you're going to jail, buddy." So he could literally end up in jail. Yes, and I mean that is very serious stuff. But they treat it like it's a joke, and.
I don't think they realize different counties handle things in different ways. Volusia County, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know it is a very conservative county. So, and I know Sumter, I'm not going to say Sumter's conservative, but it's real close to Orange County, which is Disneyland. And I know for a fact Orange County is very not conservative. So maybe the judges over there don't play games.
Well, they've given him a lot of chances, so we'll see. I mean, they're definitely making him set this one out for a minute, though, because he's going to sit in jail.
I don't wish any bad harm on the guy, but hey, I'm not the one that tripped and fell and snorted coke.
Well, here's the thing: fuck all these people. You know what? Because they wouldn't wish anything positive on me. They definitely they have never wished a positive on any of us. They've wished terrible things on us. So all of them. I wish them the worst in life.
They want to sue us for reading somebody's email.
I mean, seriously, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, you really are. What should they get there? They should get exactly what they deserve. So
now, come on, Tug. They're all about love and helping people over there. They're not about the drama.
Helping themselves to what you say.
Oh my, this is man, oh man. Well,
craziness, dude.
I hope he gets a lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, they'll let him rot in fucking jail.
I just can't believe she said, I ain't get him no lawyer. That's your husband. You talk all these nice things about him and you're not going to help your husband? Are you that fucking greedy that you're going to not help him with the money that she might not, who knows? She might not have any.
She definitely just got money. I mean,
yeah.
But she's, like I said, she's more obsessed with Megan Fox right now than doing that, than doing, the helping out. And I mean, again, that's her business. Whatever. I'll be entertained by a lawsuit, and Megan would be entertained by a lawsuit too. So, No,
I don't count me out. They want to sue me? Come on, let's go. Let's have fun. I mean, you don't have to worry about all this out of state stuff with me. I'm right here, baby. I'm right here, Central Florida. I'm less than an hour away. Let's do this law shit. Yeah, let's
Megan's
do it.
Like, you want some, get some, I mean, that's the funny thing. So
she gonna cost me just a little bit of gas, to drive to court if I show up in court. That's all she gonna cost me, because I'm gonna hit her ass with an anti-slap right out of the gate.
Yep. Well, she definitely. It's funny. It's comical. A lot of her arguments, though, that she puts forward today will be that I would quote her own document against her in a courtroom. I'd be like, "Oh, so this is how it works, huh?" Because I mean, everything she said in that, interestingly, it would apply to what she had been talking about. But weirdly enough, she doesn't think that that her own words they only apply when they only apply when she wants these two. So let's look at a little bit of that. Look at this though. Again, yes, the bond, by the way, it was set at none. So he does set. I mean, he's looking at setting it until September the 8th in jail.
Now, do you realize by the time September the 8th rolls around, that will be a month that he's been in jail, because he got picked up last week.
Yep.
And by the time 8th rolls around, it'll be either right at a month or a month.
Maybe they don't enjoy, by the way, 2L, maybe here's the thing. Maybe they don't enjoy you saying it's conspiracy to keep him in jail. Maybe they don't like that, Just saying. Maybe they're not very thrilled with the idea.
When did he get picked up? On the 13th? On Thursday?
Let me look at the document itself. I have not redacted it, but it tells. So he did get picked up at the probation office. So I was looking at some of the documents that were attached to that.
I think it was like either the 12th, 13th, or 14th he got picked up.
Give me a second on this. I'm going to pull them all up here. And there's 5 of them. Again, props to, or actually there's more than that. There's 7 of them. My bad. So there's 7 documents. Let's see. It does talk about when he got picked up, though. That's what I was going to look not just at, but I was going to look at the everything that was there too. Oh, that's an invoice of case. We don't need that. Let's see. Here's the on the 13th at approximately 8:57. The affiant who is filling this thing out, that would be, your police officer from Sumter County, the place they said would never, ever pick any of them up. So they must have done some bad. Actually, let's pull this.
That'll be 2 days short of a full month.
Yep.
And she's going to make her paramour sit in there this whole, well, she's got much choice in the matter.
Well, again, who knows, though? They could have potentially had something go with that.
They say that all throughout America, most families are just one paycheck away from living in a cardboard box. I don't know who the breadwinner is over there, but I hope it ain't Gabe, because a month, that's a lot of money.
There'll be cry streams
in jail.
They'll be like, "Oh, cry stream, cry stream."
Make me some money. Give me some money.
Yeah. Oh, it's been bad. It's been several hours and 15 days. Oh, wait, that's Shanae. That's Shanae O'Connor. My bad. It's not. Poor Shanae. I actually like Shanae O'Connor. I'm sorry, Shanae, to your memory. You deserve better than to be quoted at these people. I'm actually redacting an address real fast, and then I'll pull this up.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah.
But
it gives the narrative of what happened. That's why it talks about it. It tells like his, it tells you where he was picked up and all of that. So it's actually in the document. It's not anything juicy or freaking amazing, but
oh my God, I hit the question mark. It does that every time I hit the question mark.
Good Lord.
I was sending you a message.
Reroute that.
Oh my. That's one of my buttons on my soundboard. I guess I got to take that away because it's the question mark. Every time I hit it, it plays it and I forget that it's tied to it.
I like it when you hit it because it scares the shit out of you every time. You're like, oh my God, dude. So here's what they're talking about. On the 13th of August, 2026, at 8:57 hours, affiant, that would be the police officers, made contact with Gay Weeks at the state probation office. So, in reference to a call for service. So, query notes that the defendant actually has a warrant for his arrest. All right, there's part of it. Then let's see. After that, they break it
now.
all.
Let's reiterate. These are public documents you're showing, right?
Yes, this is very much. You can see it's a warrant, no bond. I mean, again, these fucking people. If they want to try to shut them down, you put them everywhere, every single place. Because again, the question. I mean, these people have been they had their hands on a lot of monies, and then suddenly, weirdly, strangely, man, that money, well, we hear about nothing can happen with it, and we have Puff the freaking or Snort the magic dragon, I suppose. He goes to town, and well, again, does one have to do with the other? I don't know. You decide. But it is strange because cocaine is an expensive drug. And again, the same people that told me that it's somehow a friend's fault or whatever, with the first instance, again, it was some other excuse too. There's always a fucking excuse, but there's always an excuse for an addict. Always. And this thing is not about drug addiction. If that was the only thing in it, this would just be a sad tale, man. I've seen friends go through it. I watched. If you were just talking about drugs itself, I watched people like Ricardo Law deal with it. Luckily, he's been trying to get his shit clean and get it sorted. I wish somebody on that nothing but the best, but he could afford it on his. I mean, he had a lot of success online, so I know where his money was coming from.
Right.
There's been a lot of complaints. Like we just saw FOIA complaints about money, about Lisa. It came from Michelle Preston. She sent over. Yeah. So anyway, they established the facts. You can see too. Hey, look, charge was grand theft. That's why he was violation of probation for grand theft. So they keep telling you that, it was civil. Oh no, grand theft is not civil. Grand theft is a felony.
I don't understand why she still hangs on to that. It's not a felony. I don't understand that. I mean, it's literally right there in black and white.
Because those idiots over there, they gobble it up like it's some kind of truth, and it's not. I mean, again, he admitted to it. He ends up again. We have the paperwork on that. Let's just put it with it. Stop believing these people in this stuff. I mean, again, they're lying to you. It's his own words. You don't get probation when somebody sues you. That's stupid. So when they're saying it's civil would be like me suing Coop here, because, I don't know. I didn't like his avatar. I was like, son of a bitch. And if I won, for some reason, I don't know how I'd win that one, but if I won, the cops wouldn't be like, yeah, screw you, Mr. Coop, and put him on probation.
Now here it goes. I'm getting sued by 2Ls. Now I'm getting sued by Tug. God dang it.
Yeah, over your freaking avatar of all things, man. But on here, I mean, he is admitting, hey, here he is. He knowingly committed grand theft, which 3rd-degree felony. So
now that right there, it absolutely says I did commit grand theft. Mm-hmm. This ain't the lawyer saying this, or the judge. This is who saying this?
Yep, that's Gabe. Yep.
Oh, I love how they try and turn around every time he admits to doing something. They turn it around. He didn't mean that, or that's not what he meant.
Well, you had all these questions, that came up, which it's funny because they started this spin on don't. I mean, they you talk about them going after a lot of people. They went after their giant donor too. They were like, hey, this guy here, he's the one who caused it. Actually, let me pull their exact words up. Let me make sure I quote it correctly. What they said, because I don't want to misquote any of this. All right, I want to get their words. This is exactly their words. They stated, quote, everybody remembers when David trashed me. David's the reason why they think there's a $56,000 fraud. And they also said in the same stream, this was last week, by the way, I believe Saturday, David is the reason why they're all saying there's a $56,000 fraud there. Why would they say that? Oh, because they're trying to construct a lawsuit, in my opinion, over the guy that gave them a lot of money.
Yep. Putting out a false narrative.
Yeah. They also said that he turned around and started, trying to ruin her reputation, which he did, her words. They also said he knew I wasn't going to be doing anything with the barn until after January, and he started going after and attacking me, her words. Also said he threw one of those projects in my lap that I was not working on. Okay. And then just, tried to destroy me with it, her words. Also said that he trashed me. He's the only person who got trashed by him in this scenario was her. And also said, why didn't he go to PayPal? He could have, but he didn't. So they're saying, if there was a real problem, he would have reported it, but he didn't, therefore. So again, I mean, you tell me why you say stuff like that. Those aren't my words. It sounds like them trying to construct a specific nasty narrative,
Yeah, they could be going after only me for some more of that pocket money.
Well, I think, I mean, it would be a very, very dumb thing because they can get, the guy has very legitimate concerns. He can ask them. They could have brought him up privately, but they didn't. Yeah. But
well, one of the things that has been kind of bugging at me, and this, like you said, this is what came from her. She says, I told everybody that my guys weren't going to do any work until after the 1st of January. And only me started bugging me on the 14th of January. He waited to almost halfway through the month to ask you, hey, you getting your people out here? You said they were going to start it in January.
She said it would be, but see, that's not true. She said publicly that it would be done at the end of January. Not that she wasn't, she's saying that she said it wouldn't start until, but she said a public statement that it would not be. I saw that myself. So, kind of hard to sell that one when I believe that Tizzy.
See, this is where she doesn't have time on her side. She knew that this permit was ticking down and the permit was going to be up in March. All they had to do was get somebody out there starting to frame that thing, and that permit would have been extended. So, okay, she's saying that her people aren't going to do anything till after the first year. All right. Well, that gives you January, February, and probably most of March. All it took was just a couple of walls put up, framed.
Yeah, just work. You just have to prove that you're doing work. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it kills me when they blame Jeremy Hales for what transpired. I'm like, no, you can hate him all you want, but he's not the one that just, stopped and was doing nothing. Like he isn't the guy working on the property. So blaming him is just absurdity at its finest.
Well, they already had the jail cell completed. They already had the Great Wall of China over there already built, So how does they say, this is what I've heard over and over again. Well, nobody wants to do any work because they're scared of Jeremy Hales. Bull crap. The man drove from his ranch to the schoolhouse. He didn't stop and aggravate anybody.
Well, if that's also true, then how did they get the wall done? How did they get any of that work done? If nobody wanted to work at all. I mean, I don't know, man.
I'm shocked that Gaby himself didn't frame it out. I mean, that would have been
That may
her
have been
putting
true.
money in her own pocket.
They said that they had their people, so that's who I figured their people were, you know?
But at the end of the day, she did say, January they will start.
Yeah.
Or they're not doing anything till January. That still gave them almost 3 months to just start, and they didn't. And they want to blame it all on Lynette.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's why Lynette needs to go and try to get her money back. I mean, ultimately.
Well, Mr. Rickards, he did say, John, get your money.
Yeah.
He said that several times. Get your money.
Yep. You know what, though? I'm just at the point with all those people where I'm like, fuck them. You know?
Yep.
If they don't want to go to the police or do anything about it, then that's their problem. I don't care.
It seems like they want everybody else to do it for them.
They
And
do.
I'm not involved in that. Neither are you.
Well, I did my part, and you know what you get for doing your part with these people? They start to fixate. See, they don't also want it on them. In my opinion, they want to keep their pals and all their affiliations with these assholes, for some fucking reason that I can't understand, because they treat them like garbage. But they want to keep that intact. So they want somebody like yourself or myself to be the one, covering that. And I gladly will admit that all these people, they got taken. But for the rest of it, yeah, I can't make them get their money back. I have gone as far as I can with that. And if they don't want to go anywhere, that's their prerogative. But I feel no more sympathy. Especially, they Preston, I think she got a bad deal. I think she in fact was talked into doing a bankruptcy thing that she thought would be great, and I don't think it is. I think it's very bad. I mean, how in the world do you ever almost lose everything, and then she looks like she may lose everything again? I can't say what'll happen, but my God, it looks like she would. And then these people try to insert themselves into the bankruptcy. Why would that happen? Well, if they come off as creditors, maybe you have a real problem clawing back all that money.
That's what I think's funny. Just like you said, they're fighting their way into this bankruptcy, and then now they're wanting to sit back when they get subpoenaed and say, no.
Yep.
You wanted to get involved here. Now you're involved.
I can't wait to tell my truth or to talk about the money and show all the receipts and everything. Well, get the fuck in there and do it then. Let's see it. Speaking of that, hey, we hold this for 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I hear an interrupter coming, and I'm gonna stop them before, and then we're gonna hit that subpoena stuff.
Cool beans. Big ol' Al, what you got to say, my friend? Bankruptcy has allowed them to have more time to come up. Come back here. Come up with more evidence against her, and it's not going to get the other cases gone once it's over. Right, you're exactly right, Big Al. I agree with you. Oh, Tug, in some ways, losing the property would leave her in a better position. She would qualify for Section 8 housing, and the child would move with them well up the list. Right on, Steve. Right on. You can't argue with that. Nope. I'm way behind on chat. Okay. Yeah, I revert back when Tug takes a little break. I revert back to Coop. I go to the chats. Let's see what the chat's. As Ozzy Tina, what you got to say? How is Gabe indigent? Well, that's a good question. D spills the tea. Coop. I had to what? Valid reasons for being MIA. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. I hope you get that house and everything looking fantastic. I'm happy for you, D. I'm very happy for you.
What? Oh, D?
Yeah, she got a lot of stuff going on with her house. They just closed on it today.
Yep.
They're going to be moving a lot of stuff. Huh?
Yeah, I'm happy for her. I heard she was doing real good with it. So
yeah.
I'm happy for her. Yeah, well, just like Megan, I'm glad. 26 years is an amazing feat, But I can't pick on my co-host. Who the fuck can I pick on? I mean, really.
Exactly.
All right, let's look at this. Okay, so if anybody, if you're wondering what this is in connection with, we had, again, our subpoena documents. I will pull them up. We're not going to read them or anything, but I'm just reminding people. We had, that would have been document 131 is where all this spawns from. Remember, again, Lynette Preston, she does an interview on the 11th. And on the 11th, remember again, she had just previously walked out on on something she shouldn't have. She already has the bankruptcy courts looking at her as a potential time waster. I mean, it's not good for her. It's not good at all. So she ends up walking out right in the middle. It says while she's under oath and midway through an examination. Now you have 2L asks for specific items with it. She was asked for these things. And the reason I'm going to put them up here is because they will directly respond by number to some of this. They ask for the video itself, complete, unedited, of course. You want audio, video on that. They want it directly from her. She's essentially saying, well, you probably got it anyway. Well, it doesn't matter. They want a copy from you.
See, I like this because remember, Randy tried pulling this same thing with Flips not too long ago, and she was arguing spoilage. It's not verified. Well, if Randy gets it handed over by her, there is no spoilage. It's been verified. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, kind of hard to play that game. Yep. When you
that's pretty smart of Randy to ask for that, to hand it over.
We know how they are. So, I mean, we all know how the game they like to play. They like to pretend. There's this crazy game of pretend that we see. And he's like, okay, well, just hook it up. Not only that, but we want to know about financial logs, communication, setting things up, all of that. And they essentially are telling you, yeah, we'll turn over the video. We'll actually tell you whether or not Michelle Preston got paid, but everything else, nah, none of that. So they put in 2 documents for this. This would be, we'll probably look at, they're long. So
yeah,
they're very long. And they're kind of, a lot of it is kind of empty, Also, there's an interesting thing that comes up in this. So as part of the rules, she has 14 days, 14 days to respond. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm looking at the calendar here and it's 7:30, right? So it's the 30th of July. 14 days from that. Let's just say, is the 19th 14 days after the 30th? Does that sound correct to you? I mean, even I think Megan would nail out that hot plate math and be like, nope, not even. That's more like 20 days.
Now, do you happen to remember when Randy filed that motion? 31.
Yeah, well, it was on when they actually put the subpoena in their hands. They have 14 days from there to respond. So that was on the 30th. That's when it happened. When they filed itself, I mean, that doesn't actually matter on that, but if you want the date on it, I can tell you when it was put on.
And here's the 19th. So
yeah, well, the document itself was filed on 7/12, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
It matters when you get the subpoena. So they got the subpoena on, which they're trying to contest. They're saying nope, wasn't valid, but they got it on the 30th. So again, they have 14 days to respond. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong here, but 7:30. The 19th, that ain't 14 days, That's well over 14 days. It's very easy math. You know what I mean? Not very complicated at all. So they're a little bit late on that to begin with. And, the way the law sets them on that is if you don't if you blow by the deadline with it, you're waiving it. You're waiving your arguments against, right? So
Right.
that's pretty much what she's doing with that. She's waiving her argument against it. So, I mean, again, but we'll see what the court thinks about it. You know, I mean, again, I'm not the court. I won't decide on that, but it is interesting that they quote a lot of things that they think, you know, actually they matter with rules, except for that. So we get 2 documents on this. We get 143, which a few people have asked, hey, are these the same document? Because that's, you notice, 143, 27 pages. Also, we get 144. Guess how many pages it is? We get 27 more pages. That's right. We get an army of pages with it too. So we have her trying to quash the subpoena. First of all, the first document is objections to the subpoena to produce documents, information, or objects. And the second one, I want to look at this because it's got the narrative, it's got Gabe in it, all of that wonderful stuff. So this is her motion to quash the subpoena. It's for protective order to determine service ineffective and to preserve constitutional and journalistic privileges, which I love that. The journalistic and constitutional privileges. You know, Megan Fox is not allowed to cover, or nobody else is allowed to cover anything that 2L says, but 2L has journalistic privilege. She has protections when it comes to her talking about stuff. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's unusual. How none of us have rights, but she has all the rights in the world, huh?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah. How does that work, huh? That's strange, isn't it?
It's interesting. It's interesting.
It very well is, isn't it?
I think it's going that little thing called the First Amendment, I think, is going to bite her in her tutu over all of this eventually. She can't stifle other people's rights just because she doesn't like what they have to say. If she's got rights to become a journalist, privileged journalist, well, guess what? So does Megan. So do you. So does everybody else that's covering this.
Indeed. And for her to pretend that, oh, you can't, that's her problem with her weird ass copyright argument. Again, you are allowed fair use, you know, but it applies to her. Remember, she has, let me just make sure.
By the way, talking about copyright, isn't that up now? For the copyright claim
Friday.
On Megan and Olaf, isn't that
Friday.
up?
Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
Yeah, it's business. It's got to be in business days. So.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I knew it was this week. I just didn't know what day.
This is such a funny freaking argument. I'm making sure like this reads like another person that likes to put in filings. You know, another person that likes to give really bloviated arguments. They also like to not put in a lot on top of it. You know, it's a lot of words, but it's not a lot of meaning on top of that too. They like to throw addresses throughout the thing. So I'm trying to make sure that I do not end up with their address in one of my items that are shown. But it's funny that this person who complains again and again about their address ever filing in court, they slam their address into this one document at least 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
They do that on purpose, trying to trip us up for reading them. Yep. I know that's why they do it. Because there's no reason to throw those addresses in the documents as many times as they do.
No, but there's one certain person that likes to do that. So not saying that anyone else did this copy, but boy, it sure reads like another person. You know, it certainly reads like one of their garbage fucking filings. And well,
could it possibly be somebody practicing law without a license?
Oh, even that would be even worse. It would actually be somebody that they had been told, no, stay away. So it'd be even worse than that. This would be, you know, if that's right. But it's really funny because she actually has in this. Well, let's look at these. Let me show you. So she has a declaration, we have we have that, which is fun. We have Gabe's declaration, which is in it again. You have to excuse me, folks. I was making sure again I didn't trip over an address. I still, if I see one, I tried to remove them, but we'll see. But this is non-party Lisa Lee's motion to quash subpoena for protective order to determine service ineffective and to preserve constitutional and journalistic privileges. So non-party Lisa Flea, a.k.a. Two Fleas in a Pod, appearing pro se, moves pursuant to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 26C and 45B, D, and G, made applicable by the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure for an order, 1, determining that the attempted service on the subpoena, July 30th, 2026, was ineffective. These are their arguments. Number 1, they want to say that right there, it's ineffective. Number 2, quashing the subpoena for defective service. So they're saying undue, burden, overbreadth, lack of proportionality, intrusion upon protected journalistic and First Amendment interest. It'll be fun. Like I said, Megan's going to be quoting the shit out of this if they want to bring a lawsuit. It's going to be great. Their own filing against them. Alternatively, modifying the subpoena to permit at most production of 1 copy of the publicly broadcasted program and a limited declaration concerning compensation to the debtor. So they're saying we are willing to turn over 1 copy and we're willing at most for that and a limited declaration concerning compensation for Michelle Preston, staying all compliance obligations during resolution of the motion, requiring that any proof of service accurately identify Gabriel Weeks as the person who physically received the papers, preserving Lee's objections and privileges, and granting such further relief as justice requires. So this is what she's asking for. Now, I don't want to spend all night reading this fucking filing. We will read this filing. We will go over it. But the arguments herein are essentially that service was not effective properly. They're saying, the subpoena should not be enforced. First, the process server did not deliver it to the person named on it. Now, again, we have showcased how they are under the false notion that you have to put it right in her hand. There have been, for non-parties especially, there's been case law that showcases that a non-party can indeed be served through a spouse, with the same locale. We even went over the argument with it, but I did tell them, so they had to do a little work. I told them that I wasn't going to give them the case itself. They could find that shit themselves. If they want to make an argument against it, they can go, and for real, they can go find it themselves.
I was just fixing to ask you about that. There is case law that spouses can accept service.
Yes, in bankruptcy. So the bankruptcy rules are different than other courts. So you have, different rules obviously applying to them. But unfortunately for them, there is case law. So when they're sitting here arguing that there is essentially no case law, there absolutely is case law that does allow it. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be fun to go through. But says he approached Gabe, Lisa Lee's husband, after allegedly making false statement that Lee had told him to leave the papers with Weeks. She had not given that instruction, not authorized Weeks to accept service. You notice they have different last names. You notice that?
That's odd, but there are married people that do that.
Are they married?
But it makes you wonder: are they married? I don't know.
Are they? I mean, when they're pleading indigence and stuff, are they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they pulled a Spacey Lacey and a crook. Maybe they got divorced and didn't tell anybody.
I don't know.
Don't know.
They are or not. I'm just,
Yeah, I have no idea.
Lee had not given that instruction, not authorized Weeks to accept service. He proceeded to leave papers on the patio table. Second, the subpoena does not clearly identify the proceeding in which the demanded discovery is sought. Although captioned in the main bankruptcy case, it repeatedly describes the debtor as the defendant, references the active depot, and a pending motion governing continuation of that deposition, and seeks material allegedly related to separate litigation activity. Third, the subpoena is a non-party fishing expedition. It demands months of private communication. Actually, it's very limited on what it's stating. It actually states that the communications, I realize that reading is very difficult for these people. I get that. But it asks for communication involving setting this thing up. So, all communications between Lisa Lee, the defendant, or anyone acting on the defendant's behalf from April 1st, 2026 to the present regarding the content, they're talking about that video, the planning, scheduling, promotion, or aftermath of the broadcast. So it's in direct relation to that specific broadcast. And they're acting like they're being told they're going to have to turn over, again, months of it. Again, that is not what it states. That is a falsehood. It's just amazing. But that's what they do in these documents. When they answer something, you notice they give half truths, half answers.
Well, that's gutter law for you.
Yeah.
I mean, better call Saul.
Indeed. Well, and actually, funny enough, Fat Man, he said that's who he was like. He was like Saul Goodman. He actually said that. And, I thought when he said that, I was like, Saul Goodman's an interesting character, but he's a terrible fucking human being. So
well, think about it. What happened to Saul at the end?
Yeah. Well, what happened to Fat Boy? Look at that. What happened to him too? He did.
I don't think I would be. I don't think I'd be priding myself on that. That's
no.
It was a good character to watch, but at the end, he lost it all.
Yep, it ruined his life, and it ruined everyone around him too.
I think about the only difference between Saul and him is I don't think Saul ever had to worry about dropping the soap.
Well, Saul actually had made plenty of friends in the prison institution, and Paint Chips can be like, that's the thing that kills me. So Paint Chips likes to tell us that he was, big, bad criminal man, right? We all need to sleep with the Glizzox and all of that, right?
Yep.
But the problem with that is he's talking about getting a little bit of the wink, 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 wink in prison. Now, that's not something let's put it this way. There was a movie made about, what's his name? Give me a minute. I can't think of his name. Adama from the New Battlestar Galactica. Edward James Olmos, right?
Okay.
He did I'll tell you how badly that's seen. He did a movie early on. There's a lot of stuff that talks about this, by the way. You can look it up. But it was American Bay. It's about the guy who set up one of those prison gangs. Hardcore fellow, right? Well, Edward James Olmos, for some reason, when he was telling this story, he didn't get permission. But when he's telling this story, he adds in a prison ARP, for this guy, which never happened. And that is considered so insulting that that movie ended up costing the lives of 10 people connected to it. That prison
Holy
gang,
cow.
killed 10 people that were connected. Not actors, because they said, the actors, they weren't aware, but, it's people like consultants and stuff that were attached. Yeah. They don't know the exact number, but at least 10 people lost their lives because of
wow.
Yeah. So
now
when I say that, because, this guy, he likes to talk about how big a badass he was. But, that doesn't happen to the prison badasses.
Well, doesn't that kind of contradict his own story that he published?
Oh, about his,
Didn't somebody
prison living.
put out a Substack article about their time about their time in the old Gray Bar Motel?
Yep.
Doesn't sound like he was Billy Badass in that article, though.
No, something Billy something else. Wait, did I say that out loud? Not man.
Thinking out loud.
I'm just saying, I mean, he talks about how much of a, a freaking awesome person he is, how he controls the prison and how he controlled the mob or whatever. He bragged about that in one of his filings. Remember that stuff he put in with Bolitho?
Right
where
on.
he talked about how they had accused him of running the mob or whatever. And I was like, yeah, didn't you say you got a little of the boy doink in prison? I don't think that happens. The people running the mob.
I don't think the ones running anything have to worry about watching their back, literally.
No,
in
he
jail.
was he was what they they would call an affiliate. An affiliate are the people that you basically, they belong to you because you shake them the fuck down. You take their money. So he's he thinks he was some big badass, but really, I mean, he belonged to somebody over there. That was he was their fish. So even outside, he really didn't understand the type of freedom there. So he also says, okay, so they say that this is a non-party fishing expedition. It demands months of private communication, internal editorial materials, financial records, metadata, marketing material, and viewer identities without identifying a claim. Oh, it's funny because they were applauding the idea when viewer identities were discussed when it came to Jeremy Hales. Oh, they wanted it. They wanted every fucking viewer identity. They wanted every piece of financial information. They applaud that idea. But now that's a problem. You like that? Fourth, it invades protected journalistic and expressive activity. Oh, Lee hosts a public affairs program covering litigation and matters of public. The subpoena reaches unpublished communications, editorial deliberations, source relationships, internal preparation, and the identity of viewers and supporters. The 11th Circuit recognizes a qualified journalist's privilege, and the First Amendment protects anonymous speech, receipt of information, and expressive association. Yeah, actually, I don't believe that's what you're asking. Okay, look how this says a lot, but it doesn't say anything in big areas. That's one of the things that reminds me of someone else. Fifth, Hales can obtain any legitimate information through narrower and less burdensome means. The program was publicly broadcast. Oh yes, but they locked it behind a paywall, did they not?
Well, now it's not locked behind a paywall. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It might be privated or unlisted, but it is not for the public to see.
The debtor can be asked whether she was compensated. Yes, but again, she could lie.
Yep.
Number one, the program, it was publicly broadcast. Sure. But again, to make sure that none of the bullshit arguments come up about it being edited or presented in some false light, they wanted an actual copy, no edits, no nothing. And also, again, why trust her? Why not showcase whether or not there was compensation? Aggregate revenue information could resolve any genuine financial questions without disclosing customer identities or Lee's broader business records. Records indeed.
Oh my God. Don't let the peen records get out. No.
Wait till she gets asked about that money. Again, they were so brazen about, I can't wait to get in court and just show everything's lies. I'll approve. I'll show everything. And anytime they get anywhere near that, they argue and argue. They don't want to turn that over. It's interesting because, again, they talked a big fucking game about how they would prove not just Hales, but everybody wrong. And they've had this chance multiple times, and they don't want to do it on anything.
They're big talk till they get a subpoena.
Yeah.
They get a subpoena now. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
And it's interesting, when they're talking about it, because, again, some of the things that are discussed, that come up with this, I mean, some of them could easily be clarified, easily, but they don't want that. They don't want to clarify that stuff because maybe, I don't know, I just get this feeling that maybe, just maybe, the information that's there, it might not back up their claims that they've stated publicly. I don't know. We'll see. We would see, right? I just get the feeling, again, when you're dodging that and you say, I've got records where I paid for this or I paid for that. Well, again, you've had people asking, how many people have to ask, first of all? It's not just let's ignore the court asking, why aren't they allowed the information? Isn't that
That's
weird?
A good question. The last big donor I know of that asked for transparency pretty much got blocked and ridiculed. Yeah. Now it seems like they're trying to set him up to try and sue him. For what?
It sounds pretty wild.
It's a little insane.
Well, like I said, I don't like some. I very much don't like some of these people, including some of the donors. But that doesn't mean they're not right. That's the even shitty people can be right. But anyway, so they want to quash the subpoena, or at minimum restrict any discovery to the publicly broadcast program in a limited statement. That's all. That's what they want. So they go through factual background. Again, we'll go through that. Here's one of the addresses. Like I said, you notice I have redacted it there, but it's funny because they throw shit fits and call somebody putting an address into a document doxing, but they put it right there front and center, where if you're not careful, you would end up showcasing it.
Yep.
That's very deliberate seeming, isn't it?
Well, it's like they're trying to take advantage of that little loophole, that little privacy loophole, because that's what they hit you with when you forget an address or a phone number or
if
an
you
email
miss something.
address. Yep. I guarantee you, if you don't have this redacted, it will get hit with a privacy.
Oh, yeah. And it's amazing because this is their document. They decided to put it front and center,
Right.
But yeah, they also note, it's funny, they note, look here, the subpoena set the production date 10 a.m., 14 days after service. So they even mention the 14-day. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they put it in here. But
so we're past 14 days, huh?
Mm-hmm, yeah, but they don't do anything with it. I thought that was interesting that they put that in there. And instead they're like, screw it, we're not going to turn this. And then, 20 days after the fact, they'll showcase it. Now let me roll down. I want to roll down to the Gabe stuff and the Lisa items. Now, again, we'll go through all of the arguments. I know that I don't want to read a 27-page document tonight.
Right. Well, I've been going through it, looking for addresses while you've been talking about it. And it's basically a bunch of motions broke down into 27 pages because you got, like you said, Gabe's declaration, you got 2L's declaration.
Let's bring this up too. So people are going to be confused by this. I can see it, because I've already seen it. So there's a proposed order at the end of this too.
Yeah.
The proposed order right here. This is not an order. Okay. When you see this, people think that this is the judge stating this. I've seen confusion. So that proposed, they want the judge to sign off on. And again, this pops up in motion. Although what they want signed off is it's pretty interesting to read over. But I mean, again, that has nothing to do with any type of actual decision. It's just, it's words on a paper. Who gives a shit? But I do want to note that because there's going to be there's already confusion, and understandably so.
And like we were talking about earlier, this is where they're wanting the judge to sign it. It's something they're asking the judge to do. It's not like it's been done. So
we've got Gabe, and she calls him her husband. That's interesting. They have different names. And again, you can. I just, with all the other weird fuckery we have from all these people, I wonder sometimes what is what. So here is the declaration of one Lisa Lee. Let's check this out here. Okay. I, Lisa Lee, declared under penalty of perjury pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1746. Of course, you do the I am I'm over the age of 18. Competent.
That's questionable.
Okay. Okay. I'm a non-party. That's funny. I thought you were a party, by the way. I kept thinking you were, you were a part of this. I thought you were a creditor and all that shit.
Oh, right. Didn't she say at one point in time that she's more of a creditor than Jeremy Hale?
Yes. So isn't that interesting? She keeps telling us that she's a party, that, that she's actually a creditor of Lynette Preston, but that only happens when. So I guess you're not a creditor, huh? I guess you're not, which we know that she's not. But she said that, it's funny too. I always took it as a threat because they said repeatedly that they were going to come in and essentially repossess Lynette's fence. They were going to take away what other people had put there. That was the craziest stuff to hear.
Let's not forget about the bonfire they talked about doing over in her chat.
Yeah, burning down they were so mad about, it's funny. Here's a little thing of that too. So they say that they own the chat. You can't showcase what the chat says because those are their words, right? Okay, well, if it's theirs, then they're responsible for it. That would make sense, right? Now,
right.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not responsible for your words, and I also don't own your words. But they say that they do own their chat's words. Well, if they own them and they're responsible for them, then when people are talking about things like burning down the barn, that would be a problem for them, right? So,
man, you talk about somebody that was very bent out of shape when all that got showcased about the chat, talking about burning down barns.
They were talking about it. They were straight up. Well, you remember when somebody said something about way back when. This was way back when the other posting group was there. They said something about someone should pull up the fence and have a bonfire with it or something. And all these people, they threw that out there and they said it was a threat against Preston and all of that, right? And then you fast forward and 2L's chat's talking about burning down the barn. and they're like, oh, that's no big deal. That's not a problem at all. It's like, wow,
you know what was so funny, Tug? They talked about that in one chat, right? Mm-hmm. And then when she brings it up and denounces it, they doubled down on it in the chat. Yes, I said that, and I'm gonna do it. Rah, 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 rah. So the actual person that talked about burning down the fence and burning down the barn actually admitted, yes, I said that.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, it just shows you, look, I've never pretended to be a fan of Lynette Preston, but I would never threaten Lynette Preston. I would not. That is wrong. And we all know that, we all understand that. But these people, they have been motivated to threaten Lynette Preston. So they've gone from pretend supporters, which we find out they never supported her at all. It was actually all about 2L.
Yeah, exactly.
It's her little cult of personality. It was never, ever about Lynette Preston. It just blows my mind. like seeing how all of that worked in the past versus the reality of it. Because they pretended they were all there for Lynette Preston until she had disagreements with 2L, and then suddenly they didn't support her no more.
Well,
they were.
It's kind of nuts though, Tug, because the first time they had their little disagreement, that chat blew up on Michelle. There were people talking about taking the kid and giving it to Lisa, and they were talking about CPS calls, and then they turn around and they blame all of us for saying this stuff. And no, we tell people every day, do not contact, do not call, do not get involved. But yet their people are the ones making all of these threats.
It's also, like I was saying, we on top of that, I don't control the chat. I cannot control the chat. I'm not your parent. I can't tell you. I would hope that you wouldn't say crazy, stupid shit. But if you say crazy, stupid shit, they're just not my words. For all I know, it's one of those people over, that's popped up. So, but they want you to be held responsible for them. And if they want it that way, then they've got to be held responsible too. That's just how it works.
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody's anonymous pretty much on YouTube's. There's a couple of women that I know that are got somebody's cloned their accounts and they're running around in all these chats saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And I know it's not those actual women, but anyway, what you got here?
Yeah. I've seen them do that too. It's a nasty business. But they do it because those women are very effective at what they do. They really hate those people. And I have to say, bravo to those ladies. They hate you enough that they try to intimidate you. Says plenty. So anyway, this is 2L runs 2Ls in a fraud. I mean pod. God, I misread that. God, small writing. I think I said fraud. My bad. Gabe Weeks is my husband. On the morning of July 30th, 2026, an individual identified as process server Mark Newby came to my residence. I did not answer the door. I thought she was on vacation.
Yeah.
Remember she said that she...
Yeah, 3-day vacation.
Yeah. So I did not meet Newby on July 30th, 2026. I did not speak to Newby in person by telephone. Didn't she say she spoke to him before? Didn't she say she spoke to him on the phone?
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure she said that they spoke on the phone. I need to go and pull that document back up. I'm pretty freaking sure that they did, say that. Well, anyway, they'll continue for it. I did not speak to him in person, by telephone, text, email, through any other means. Before the 30th, 2026, I had not told Newby that he could. So they're saying on that date. So before that date, I had not told him that he could leave a subpoena or legal papers with Gabriel Weeks. On the 30th, 2026, I did not tell Newby to leave papers with Weeks or on a patio table. I love how she admits throughout all of this, though, that all of this stuff is on her property, that they're all fully aware that it's there. It's what an argument. What a freaking argument, Oh yeah. I'm fully aware of it. What's interesting is that case law that I read over. That was part of the case law. They said, that the person's fully aware. There was somebody connected to them, a spouse. It was at the shared residence they had. Everything worked out, so they allowed. It sets up. It was for a non-party, just like her. Amazing stuff. But
you realize I found out something new about all this. Do you realize that a process server knocking on a neighbor's door is considered harassment? That was brought up not too long ago, that this particular process server was harassing the neighbors by knocking on their door and asking if they knew 2Ls. Harassment, really?
Yeah. Well, they think a lot of things are harassment unless you know, they're driving around in Otter Creek fucking spying on people.
Yep.
Then they rewrite all of that stuff. Suddenly it's a different thing. It wasn't, you know, it's not the same. It doesn't quite fit the same level of harassment they talked about. Strange how that works, isn't it?
Well,
But
see, they're allowed to harass people, but nobody's allowed to harass them.
nobody's allowed to take them. More like they're allowed to harass others, but nobody's allowed to go to the court and try to do something about it. Nobody's allowed to talk about them, to even utter a word. Because if you utter a word, which it fascinates me, because she talks about journalism and free speech, the First Amendment. But remember how she reacted to Tammy J. If you utter one fucking word, not use anything of mine, you utter one word about me or my husband, I will sue you. That is meant to chill free speech, undeniably. So,
oh, wasn't there a stream just last week, I think, or it might have been this week, where they were discussing this crafting with Kimmy Gal?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so she's not allowed to have an opinion either.
Oh no! Oh no! Not just that. Lived experience. She's not allowed to have lived experience with them. So yeah, I mean that's much worse because they're telling you that what you observed firsthand, it's the same kind of shit that they've tried to play off with Hales, pretending that they went to Otter Creek and some source, which they're going to tell us one day, right? They promise forever, told them about dogs being offed and all kinds of other business, right? But that's what they've played. But if there's somebody that lives around them and has talked about them or has been friends with them, oh, be it. It's weird how that works. So, you know, everything that like Guano or anything that say Slobby or any of these people that have ever had any kind of dealing with Hales, when they speak, that's okay. It's all privileged and they treat it like gospel. But man, when somebody talks about these folks, they get pissed, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yep.
I didn't authorize Gabe Weeks to accept service of any of the subpoena on my behalf. I was never appointed Weeks as my agent for service of federal subpoena. He was not acting as my attorney. Oh my God, could you imagine, Gabe? They were, you know, it was funny though. They were asking him about legal doctrine as far as fair use. I heard him sitting over there high as a kite trying to tell us about how fair use actually works. And that was really funny.
Something they know nothing about.
He was like, yeah, you can't upload all inside of the video. That's not wrong. You can't do that. It's illegal. He's like, you know, it's Super Bowl.
I love the way they quote the fair use stuff and then turn around and boom, they've got clips of Megan's stuff in their stream. They got clips of Rosalind's stuff in their stream. But yet, let Megan or Rosalind show anything that they've done. Whew, they breaking the law.
Yep.
They breaking the law.
It's funny because, like you said, they were quoting Sumter County as a weapon for a long time too. They would come after us all and do this and do that. Suddenly, it's become if Sumter County wants some, they're throwing in with some felons and everything else, and they know it because they had to go pick one of them up. But Weeks was not acting my attorney, registered agent, employee, legislation representative, or agent for service. Newbie did not personally hand the subpoena to me. I didn't sign any acknowledgement or acceptance of service. I was not attempting to evade service. Sure you weren't. I did not instruct Weeks to tell Newbie that he was authorized to accept service. I understand from Weeks that Newbie told him words to the effect of, Lisa told me to leave papers with you. Okay.
Now that brings up a question. Usually there's an affidavit by the process server of what actually transpired when he served the individual. Has that affidavit came out yet?
Yeah. Well, no. I don't think that has been listed, but I think that was broken down in something.
Did Randy also put it in with, well, no, because Randy didn't. That was before she was served when 31 came out. I would think that Randy would put it in like the next motion after 31. I would think, but I can't remember if I've seen it or not. Because you remember when they served Robbie, there was an affidavit from the process server on how it was done. And there was somebody else that was served that they actually got an affidavit.
They can use, what's funny is they can use trickery, ruses, and again, substitute service. You know, they're trying to see, they forget, they keep arguing like they're party, and they're not looking at the non-party rules. So they can't lie to the court. That's the thing. The courts typically will tolerate deception. They will allow it as a tactic in service. You know, they can lie and say they have packages, or, you know, pretending they have special authorization. They can do shit like that. They're allowed that. So for them to play the game of, well, they said X, Y, or Z. Yeah, they're not lying to the court. They're tricking a dumbass into taking something.
Oh, they're an extension of the court. So law enforcement can lie to you about anything they want to get what they want out of you.
Well,
I would assume that process servers can do the same.
Well, they have limits. They can, like, for lying to you or your family. I mean, they can, like, if there's a ruse, like they're pretending that. Hang on, let me look that up. Let me see how they define it. Give me a second.
Because I know a police officer can flat out lie to you just to get you to admit what they want you to admit. So I would assume that a process server trying to serve someone that's probably been warned that they're going to try and hide.
I like the wording to this. Okay, trickery versus falsification. They're allowed to trick your family members. They're not allowed to lie or falsify to the court. So as far as lying to your family, they are generally allowed to use a ruse, like pretending to deliver a pizza, gift package, whatever, to get a household member to open the door and accept a document. You know,
gotcha.
They, as far as that, the substituted service rules, there are, again, they should look those up for non-parties and in bankruptcy. Again, bankruptcy has its own rules, though. It is not the same as just regular open court. But in that, when you start looking through it, there's some interesting stuff. Like I said, there's something that it mirrors. There is a specific case that, I mean, it mirrors this so well. It's kind of amazing. But statement was false, never made such statement. I learned from Weeks that Newbie did not ask Weeks his name before handing him the papers. You're trying to say he didn't even know who he was. Well, okay.
Well, she better hope this doesn't come down to a he said, she said, because the courts will take the server's word over.
You know how I can find out who Gabe Weeks is? I'll look up his mugshot. It's pretty simple to figure out who he is, isn't it?
Oh, my. He looked awful happy in that picture.
It's probably because he get a little peace for a little while. You know? Won't be enjoying his blaze outs, though.
Nope. And from what I understand, they can't even smoke in there.
I produce 2 fleas. The program reports on, interviews guests about, and comments upon litigation, court proceedings, public controversies, matters of public concern. Remember, that goes both ways, fatty. You are part of that. You are a limited purpose public figure at minimum. You know, you'd have some real issues arguing, as much as, since you talked about Hales for over 2 years, you'd have a real problem arguing that you're not tied to that. The same thing goes with people like myself or Megan Fox. You have definitely inserted yourself into all of our lives. You have gone to the point again where you've lied about the shutdown of schools. You've lied about Megan Fox directly calling you landlord and more. I mean, it's pretty fucked up stuff. So, yeah, it goes both ways. But my work includes research. When?
I'd like to see that.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Selecting guests. Oh, my God. Yeah. Should have been like guest starring felons, preparing questions, coughing a lot, saying the letter U and H quite a bit. No, I mean, she sounded like Master P. You remember Master P, the rapper?
Yep.
His big thing was no. She reminds me of that. It comes up so much in the transcripts that the transcript thinks it's part of a word. I'm like, what in the world is that? Oh, it's got I saw a word. It was something like going, and it had 4 uhs attached to it. It was like going
I thought you were saying ugh.
Yeah.
Because who do we know that likes to use the phrase ugh? Matter of fact, you noticed for quite some time that phrase hasn't been used. Ugh.
That's true.
We all got to talking about it and laughing about it, and I've noticed that it doesn't get used that often anymore. Whenever text gets put up on the Facebook. Funny.
Well, I like how they got really upset. They were like, their answer to it was, Tug, you use fascinating a lot. Yes, I do. I love that word. It is a very good word. You know,
switch them up and confuse them. Start using fabulous. Fabulous.
Oh, what a bunch of idiots. But they communicate with sources and guests, prepare promotional material. Wait, promotional materials? You mean like PR?
Oh.
Is that wait, let me ask.
Let's see what my work includes: researching subjects, selecting guests, preparing questions, communicating with spouse, sources and guests, preparing promotional material. That's a PR team.
Yeah, that is one of the core functions of PR, though, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure preparing promotional materials.
Yeah,
I would think.
I mean, that's that's and then right after that we got LMLAP, lumlap. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Spacey herself.
July 11, 2026 broadcast featured LMNOP. I preserved the existing copy of the program as it was publicly broadcast. Oh, okay. My preservation of the program is not an admission that the subpoena was validly served or that all demanded information is discoverable. The subpoena demands private communications, internal editorial materials, financial records, promotional materials, metadata, and viewer identities. Searching for all demanded information would require review of multiple devices. How in the fuck does that... What? Oh, yeah, I'd have to look at my phone and my account. They try to make it sound like that goes above and beyond what you would typically do, which is, well, it's funny considering. I'll have to tell you, store this in your mind, folks, for a later date, okay? Just remember this. Accounts, communications platforms, social media systems, financial information, and platform information. Oh, it would be burdensome. See, they're trying to you're not allowed to burden a person. So they're trying to say, yes, me going and actually looking at the communication where we set this up and everything. Oh, that would be so burdensome. Yeah. I mean, checking over your own email, looking at your own phone messages, you know, actually looking at the data that is in YouTube that tells you all about financials and stuff. Oh, that's a lot of work. You know, hitting those buttons is very difficult. but it would require examination of private, privileged, confidential, journalistic, commercial, third-party information. Again, they loved the idea that they would get that from Jeremy Hales, though.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were that, they were hoping they would pull subscriber info and more.
How many streams did they talk about pulling him into court? Now he's the plaintiff now, but they were going to have him in court and they were going to prove that he was the man behind the whole thing. They were going to demand all of his money records and everything, being defendants. Yeah, you're exactly right. They were they were definitely all happy about that. Now they're not. Imagine that.
It's strange, isn't it? It's strange how it's burdensome and creates all these issues. Some demanded platform information may not be available to me or within my possession, custody, or control. Yes, actually, it would be. All of that information is 100% in custody or control. 100%. Everything in it. From the from all of the subscriber names, the payer info, she would have all of that stuff. I'm concerned that disclosure of viewer and subscriber identities would chill people from watching, supporting, or participating in reporting concerning Hales and related litigation. Look, they talk about Hales all the time. They even admit that is one of their main topics.
So is she pulling the same thing that Spacey does? She's not wanting to divulge this information because they're scared of the big bad Hales might come after them. Is that what she's saying there?
Actually, what's funny is that, she's saying, well, it would scare away people from watching. Well, that's funny because, again, that only applied if they wanted information from someone else, this was totally valid. It shows the hypocrisy of the way they approach this. They're absolutely hypocrites.
Bad Tug using them hard, long words.
Hales had previously pursued litigation involving me and other persons who have published commentary critical of him. This is the hypocrisy we're going to see from Fatty. Because just imagine this. It's going to be Lisa has da-da-da-da. Well, it's the same thing. People that are critical of her, that's exactly what she's going to go after.
From what I understand, Mr. Hales filed lawsuits not to teach anybody a lesson, but to try and get them to stop messing with his business. Mm-hmm. She's trying to make it sound like he just files lawsuits willy-nilly to just mess with people. No, I don't think he does.
Well, they admitted that they went after his ability to actually sell. They talked about Whatnot. They encouraged people to go after Whatnot. They went after Olight. They went after all these other places. They all, as a group, they bragged about going after some of them. It was wild, And again, they brag about deplatforming and other bullshit.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they literally create an ecosystem of people to do this, to govern it?
They did, and they named it an ecosystem. Yes. That's funny because they like to try to use that terminology to describe other people, because they're trying to obfuscate what they actually created. So yeah,
right.
So Hales and his counsel, Randy Shotkin, already tried to obtain much of this information, having previously pursued litigation involving me in a federal lawsuit and that was dismissed against me with prejudice on April 24th, 2026. Hales has threatened to keep me in litigation for the rest of my life and is using this bankruptcy case as a fishing expedition for future litigation. Oh, wait, just wait. I can smell when that, when all of that discussion about the barn dough comes up. I mean, you should really be concerned about that because, this is the court that might actually give a fuck.
Yep.
I would think of it anybody because again, as far as As far as wanting to find this information out, they have a financial interest in getting that money. They get 40% of some funds, 40%. That's a 40% of being able to draw in 50,000. No, that's quite a bit of money, man. That's $20,000 fucking dollars, man.
Oh yeah. Now you got to remember, there's 2 law firms involved in this. You got the ones that are going in looking for assets, and then you got the legal side of it. They're all going to want their money.
Yep. I am concerned that my communications, audience information, and financial records could be used in collateral litigation, public broadcast, social media content, or direct targeting of viewers and sources. Oh, yeah, if it comes up, it would be definitely fucking put into, if it pops up in a here, in something here, yeah. A public broadcast, fuck yeah. I am willing to meet and confer. Oh, you want to have to meet and confer? Non-party concerning production of 1 copy. I'll give you that copy. Plus, subject to appropriate protections and a showing that Hales does not already possess an adequate copy. Oh, what? He has to show that. How does he know if he has an adequate copy or not?
They got to get her in court to find out first.
Well, I mean, it's just, she's saying, well, show this to me. And how would he prove he didn't have an adequate copy? Is he supposed to just produce a copy and hope that that is an adequate copy? Because again, who knows? Yeah, again, he's saying, I want an unedited, unadulterated copy of everything. Turn one over. Let's see if you show the entire thing. See, that'll be the interesting question, because if he does have a copy, you turn something over and it turns out to be edited, that's a problem.
Yes, because
also willing.
I'm pretty sure that there's an unedited copy already sitting in the computers. So it's going to be interesting to see if she
I've got an unedited copy. I've got my copy, but you know what? Oh, yeah. Turn over your own copy. Let's see what you turn over.
I want to see what they turn over and see if the magical, wonderful place of editing took place. Yes.
Oh yeah. That's what I would love to see. I want to see how that works out. So let's see. She it's just funny. She doesn't want to turn over. Again, she's telling you, I only want to turn over this portion. So she's saying that this was executed on the 10th. Now it's funny because the supposed declaration for Gabe, though, okay, you notice hers was executed on the 10th, according to that, right?
Right.
Gabe's is supposedly executed on the 1st.
Oh?
Yeah, right after all of this happens. It's funny. I'm very curious if Gabe could actually quote me what's in this stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm very, very curious. So this is what he says. He's competent to make this declaration. You know how they ask if you're on substances that could impact your memory or your ability to right?
Right.
You've seen how high this boy gets. He uses cocaine, we know. How can he make this statement and you trust it?
I can see your point on that.
Well, he just failed. So what was his date of failure? What was it? 6/27? No, 6/29, right? That's the day he his test. So you're going to tell me that on 8/1 he ends up failing for cocaine, but you're telling me on 8/1 he's totally clean and stuff, even though he's had this history of cocaine use. And we already know he smokes out every fucking day, because every day they're on stream, you hear it. So how would he ever be able to testify to any of this? I mean, seriously.
Not only do you hear it, he admits it.
Yeah. I mean, when you're sitting there and you go,
you can hear the guggles.
Yeah, it's like, oh. So he's Lee's husband. They reside on the morning of July 30th, 2026. A man identified as processor Martin who became to the residence. I encountered Newbie. Before leaving papers on my patio table, he said words to the effect of, Lisa told me to leave the papers with you. I understood Newbie to be claiming that he communicated with Lisa and that Lisa instructed him to leave papers with me. Lisa was not present during my exchange with Newbie. Yes, he can lie to you. He can mislead you. You are family. I did not observe Lisa speak with him. I later spoke with her. She told me she did not smoke with Newbie on that specific day. She spoke the day before, according to her stuff, and not instructed him to leave papers with me. So he did not ask my name before. Again, I think your mugshot's pretty clear on who you are. Newbie did not ask whether I was Lisa Lee's husband.
Hold a second, Tug. Number 12, read that again.
Newbie did not ask my name before handing me the papers. Handing me, that's true. Oh, shit. Oh, what a fuck up.
I thought they were laid on the table.
Let me write somebody on that. Hey, did you notice on item 12 from Gabe, he admits the papers were handed to him. Weird. I thought they were on a table. I'm sending that over to where it needs to go. That is a good note. Before handing me the papers, bravo. And also it says he didn't ask. He also doubles down again and says it on 13. That's good. You know what? I was just reading by it. I might have noticed that in a day or so, but man, that's good. So item 13. He also states, handed me the papers. What a dipshit. Good job, Lisa.
This is awesome.
At first it was leave the papers with me, which is also their excuse too, was that he left the papers on the patio, right?
Yeah.
Not with me.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is really a just mastery of just fucking yourself up. That's really good. Oh, proud of that one. That's very good. We'll have to laugh. You should take your bow today, Mr. Coop. That was pretty funny. That entertains me a lot. He did not ask whether I was authorized to accept service for Lisa. I did not tell Newbie I was authorized to accept service. She had not authorized me to accept service. I was not her attorney, and that would be really funny still. Registered agent, employee, litigation rep, or agent. I think I'm going to have Raider legs. What's up, girl? Hey.
You hear me on the phone? I got to grab up to the wall.
Oh, it's the bug. It's the bug.
I heard your craziness. What you doing? You having trouble navigating? Yeah, guess what? Hey, come here for a second. You can tell us. Guess what happened yesterday, last night? What happened? Can you tell us?
My tooth came out, guys.
Yeah, that's right. She lost one of her baby teeth.
All right.
Yeah, that's awesome, huh? You're getting the big girl teeth in, aren't you?
I think I have some few still.
Let's see. Can you? Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's cute.
Yeah, I still have some baby teeth.
She's got it came out. It's right beside her two front teeth on the left.
On the top.
Yeah, top. Yeah, top right beside them. Oh, you're getting big. Getting
Which
too big.
side?
Yeah, that's on the, what side is that? Do you know?
Left.
That's right. Give me 5. That's smart.
And this
smart
is right.
cookie. Yep, that's right.
This is your right.
Yeah.
This is your left.
That's right. You're so smart. Bang it out. Bam. Smart cookie. What do you want? Nothing but my drink. I see ya. All right.
Now, you know, whenever there's a tooth missing, that's
Yeah,
a good place to hide candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have a loose tooth, it really hurts.
Does it? Oh man.
Yeah,
why don't you
because
go
the
and
loose
take...
tooth always hits it and it hurts.
Check this out.
It goes
Oh
up.
man, does a tooth like that, when you lose it, does it keep you from having to clean on your room for the night? Oh yeah, I know.
I go sleep in the big bedroom.
Okay, well, hey, why don't you go rest and brush your tooth, and you don't have to clean tonight since you're getting so big. Okay. And maybe tomorrow we'll take that Tooth Fairy money and we'll go over to the toy store. They got new stuff there. Maybe you'll find you something new.
I slept half of the day, guys.
Yeah, you slept. You took a nap. You were worn out today, weren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
Yesterday wore me out.
I know. You wore you out, man. All right. Well, hey, go do your thing.
You know what was in my coin? That's when the tooth came out.
Yeah, I know. You're eating corn on the cob. Yeah, that'll do it. You know, that'll definitely take them.
The time when I lost the tooth, but we couldn't find it.
Yes.
And the cord wasn't in there.
Yeah, when you were eating corn. Yeah, that happened another time, and the tooth just magically disappeared. You know. Yeah. I wonder if you ate it.
No, I didn't. I stopped eating when that tooth
You'd
came
be like,
out.
"Oh my gosh, she's so tough. She eats her own teeth."
No, I don't.
All right.
Hey, hey guys, I have 3 kisses missing.
I know.
2 at the bottom, left and right,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and 1 at the top,
Yeah.
left.
All right. If you want to stay up for a little bit longer, you better go get in bed. Okay.
Don't forget to tuck me in the bed.
I will tuck you in. I know. I know where you're at. Close my door. Okay. Love you. She's excited about that tooth, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tooth Fairy money.
Heck yeah. She already got some. Man, the Tooth Fairy costs a lot more money than when I was little. You know.
Oh, most definitely. I was lucky to get $1. Kids today get upwards of $10, $20.
Yeah, these little runts, they get $20.
Oh, yeah.
I know it hurts. I'm like, ow, but you know, it is what it is. You know, they do. They are cute, though. I have to say, they were much cuter than I am. You know, so they get away with it.
Right.
All right. So let's see. He did not hand any papers to me. Wait a minute.
Well,
but he handed me the papers. He did not hand me any papers.
I'll bet there's going to be excuses. Typo. But the bad thing is it was said twice.
Yeah. Well, they said it, you know, in 3 different ways because it said leave the papers with me. If they're trying to say just like left them on a table,
right?
You know, like oh, they weren't in my possession or anything, but that says they're in your care because they left them with you and then you handled them twice. That is a giant screw up. Whoopsie.
Yeah. He handed me
when
the
they were
papers,
preparing this.
but then I got high and he left them on the table. Craziness.
I did not sign any acknowledgments stating I would accept, I was authorized to accept service, but you notice the 1st. So this was supposedly prepared on the 1st. And then after that, hey, can you hold this for 1 second?
Yeah.
Make sure somebody is settling for 1 second.
I do like that. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. Well, which is it? Did he hand them to you twice or did he lay them on the table? That's the question that we all have. Yes. Oh my. He handed me the papers. It's craziness. Oh, okay. I'm going into lurker mode. Night, y'all. Okay, Mayhem Mary, you have a good night. Missy Sparkles, what's up, girly girl? She got, come back here. I like that comment. I want to read it. She got the papers. She said she got them and she read them. Too bad and so sad. Right on, Missy. Right on. You acknowledge service. Inspector guy says, yep. Missing. What's up? Oh, you're back? All right.
Yep. I just had to check on something. I'm looking at something too. I thought somebody was streaming today, by the way. I thought they were popping up and everything.
That's what I thought. Let me refresh. Maybe
they should be happy, you know. They actually got some attention on their channel.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, it's going to be real hard to claim damages when you get more attention than ever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she's been pulling the numbers on these things a little bit. I mean, they're not dipping that bad. So yeah,
actually,
she's getting attention.
They've been close to 3K now. Again, you know, that assumes they're all correct, but
yeah. Oh, look at there, 29.
Yeah. So
2 days.
Those are higher numbers than they've had in 6-7 months. So it's going to be real hard to claim. It's getting hit in the pocket with that.
Yeah. So how's her business being hurt again? Seems like numbers are going up.
one other thing that you and I need to talk about. Like I said, I will go over those in depth, but I don't want to read them in depth today. I got a doctor appointment tomorrow too, but I do want to look at one other thing. You remember that discussion we had about crystals in China?
Yeah.
So she had something to say about that. Let's look at that.
Hit me with it.
Oh, you're gonna like this because yeah. Let's just look at it together here. Okay. So well, here we go. I've wait, is that wait, is this the right one? Let me make sure it's in order. I gotta make sure. Nope, that was the second one. I was like, wait a minute, and then it's not starting it because it was like yesterday, and it was talking about it'll note me, but this is our conversation.
Right.
Where it's going on. Okay. So she's like, so let's see, yesterday, Tug, so Tug says, is Lisa mine Temu rocks? Because it's from China? This guy's an idiot. Does anybody have any idea where most of these crystals are carved and stuff? You can get them from any mine, but do you have any idea where these crystals are carved and where a lot of the warehouses that wholesalers purchase crystals from? Any idea? Yeah, Doug is a complete fucking moron. I don't buy Temu rocks. Thank you. I don't buy the Temu rocks. Let's see. The next one. Give me a second. Let me see. Maybe that's where it gets this, but no. I've had a lot of crystals way before it ever happened. I do have people overseas where I get crystals from. And when I was talking about the beer bug there, yeah, that's where I was getting a lot of my crystals from. I still get my crystals from there. That's the shipment that comes from overseas. Duh. Where's the warehouse? Duh, China. If Doug knew anything, he'd know that. Come on. So, yeah, we're idiots because the China, they're well known for their quality gemstones.
Oh, I'm sure there are other websites out there that carry the same Chinese Temu rocks as Temu does.
Yeah.
Okay, but if they're all in China,
saying that something is a Temu is not actually these days. That has become some colloquialism where we all mean cheap, shitty dropship products. Right. It could be Alibaba, AliExpress, any of these places. I mean, it could be a million sites, like you're saying.
I don't have any problem with her buying stuff from China. We did it when Mama was in her stuff that she was doing with the pearls. Okay. But we disclosed that to our customers that this stuff comes from overseas. The reason we got out of it is the customs part of it got so horrendous because of what it was. It was a freaking oyster.
Right.
But we stopped the business because of that. But Mama had several different companies from overseas that she was buying from. I don't begrudge anybody, but when you're telling these people and you're selling this stuff at highly, outrageous prices, you need to disclose that, hey, they do come from China.
Yeah. Yes. If you were drop shipping, and it's become such a standard practice that it's very annoying, It's annoying how many things are actually drop shipped. I'll look on Amazon, for example, and when I see a product like my daughters wanted a dragon journal, there was a cool dragon journal, really thick, like covers. It's got, you can see the dragon eyes on them and everything. It looks really amazing, right? They're about $30. Okay, well, interestingly, the same product, exact same product, is on on AliExpress and I believe Temu, and the difference is it costs $12 there. So the markup, is $17 fucking dollars. And most people don't realize that they're getting hit. You know, all those people that reviewed it and said it was great, it's the exact same product. I know because I was curious about it. So I bought one from Amazon and I sent it back because I wanted to see if they were the exact same. So I bought one online and you could tell the picture was exactly the same. It was the exact same thing, but I wanted to know, are you buying the exact same? You know, is there any difference whatsoever? Nope. The only difference was a $17 markup. I could have bought two and then still had $5 left over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that high of a markup.
Ordering on Amazon, you know, you get it faster, but you get it a whole lot cheaper finding it on Temu or AliExpress. It just takes you a little longer to get it.
Yep. Well,
but look at what you save.
I personally, I'll go over there. I try to avoid these places just because I end up buying stuff for that I don't really want. I just buy some junk that's cool. And I'm like, hey, I like that. When I run across it, I'm like, yeah, and I like that. But, you know, it has no real purpose. Like, for example, just now while we were talking about it, I got over there and was picking up a couple of cards. You know, you get some funny gift cards. I wanted to send one to Vomit, one that said, hey, at least it's not chlamydia. I mean, get well soon. So I did mail him something mean, I will say. He was talking about using AI. You know, AI, my channel's going to die because I cover Hales. It's going to die. And I wrote him and I said, I was like, my AI said, that's some top-notch reporting, Michael. What's next? Asking a crackhead after offering them $20. And I was like, oh, wait, judging from your homeless replacement, you guys already tried that. So, by the way, you're looking rough lately, like really rough. I asked AI and it said, maybe you got the clap. I don't know. I mean, looking at you makes me think you're probably the clap expert, but whatever the cause, you know, it almost hurts to laugh at you. I was like, ooh, by the way, is that why you're really writing me? You hurting and Daddy Tug always picks up. That's okay. Maybe Daddy Tug can get you a new suit or even an appointment at Hair Club for Men. A little antibiotic, you know, some new hair. You'll be right as rain. FYI, I tried to get you a sponsorship with Joseph A. Banks for your birthday, but apparently they have what's called standards. That's right. Sad. Oh, well. Anyhow, you get that clap. You keep that clap to yourself if that's true, and ask Mom to keep yourself stocked. Oh, and ask AI to keep getting to keep getting those women that trust you jailed. Oh, and read my Substack. AI says you gotta.
I was waiting on that one.
Yeah, the early one. I just got laughing at him so much today that I couldn't even bring myself to write that in because really. When he started talking about tracking my emails and stuff, I thought I was going to die.
When he hits the bottom of the barrel, he can always apply for one of the ED warriors. Yep.
It's
he
true.
Can apply for that.
Maybe his face on the fence, you know. He'll be like, you know, I'm not just an advertiser. I'm also a client. You're like, all right, good deal. He drinks some of that vanilla extract.
Oh my God!
That's what they were curing it with. That's how you become an ED sorcerer.
Forget about that. The vanilla.
That's how you become an ED sorcerer. That was crazy. Even the ED sorcerer was dumping on the big donor. He was like, "Yeah, he paid for my mobility scooter, but he wanted to control me, and I blocked him." I was like, "Wow, you know." I mean, I don't. The dude's an asshole. I very much agree with that. He is an asshole, but you know, I pointed out to him. I told him like, no more defending him. I wrote him. I said, you know, it's funny because you sidle up with all these people. Like, dude, you may hate me, but I'm one of the few people that's actually ever defended you. You know, because you're right. He's right in this stuff, and it's funny because the people he attacks are the people that he rolls up and pretends the people that are his friends, they sit on panels and they talk shit about him all the time. Those aren't your friends. Meanwhile, the people that are asking for nothing. In fact, I said, I don't want anything from that guy. Those people, you get attacked.
One of the things I like most when I hear you talking about this jackass is I very rarely ever talk about him. He comes in my chat every now and a blue moon, but you've never lied to him. You've told him straight up, I don't give a shit about you, but I will try and help you. You know, you've went above and beyond to try and help this guy. But he just always turns around and he's an asshole. He turns around and just sticks his foot in his mouth.
Well, the way, here's the way. This is one thing you will find, and I found this over and over again. If there's an argument between two people and they try to get you involved, one of them does, they will turn on you half the time, and they'll go slinking back to that person, 20% of the time. But a lot of times they will turn on you.
From what you uncovered just the other day, I'm wondering if he did go slinking back.
Yeah, who knows, man? But I mean, what they said about him, man, that's nasty business. I would hope. I would hope not.
It's just as soon as last Saturday?
Yeah, that last Saturday, that was when they were talking all that mess. I mean, that's awful, And
it amazes me these people will continue. That's just like the people that's not getting their products, and they see it. All of them see these people come into these chats, complaining, "Hey, I didn't get this, I didn't get that," and they don't learn.
Oh no, man! People like that. Okay, Miss Lori, I feel like owes us a thank you because we 100%. Like she's over in Ray's thing telling these people are ignoring me. They treat me like shit. You have all these other people that are telling her, shut the fuck up. They just shut up. Don't do this. And she's like, this has upset me. I'm crying and all that. And we're like, okay, well, we bring it up. And there's enough shaming in us bringing it up. Then apparently I'm guessing something happened. Isn't that interesting? Because do you think just you magically started getting shit after 8.5 months? No, it's because of us. So,
and I find that funny. We're not the ones that made her sick to her stomach. We're not the ones that made her cry because she didn't have her stuff. But yet, mysteriously, once she gets her stuff, that's just how adults are. They make up and they're still friends. But yet you brought it up. I brought it up. Several of us brought it up,
That is not a friendship thing. See, there's a difference too. When you're someone's consumer, you're getting a product. Yes, they could be your friend, but that is a business relationship.
Yes, most definitely.
And you got to think of it that way. I mean, if you don't treat them correctly in that, yeah, they get upset and they should. But I find it really interesting how many of these people, they just slink back to these fucking pieces of trash. They treat them like shit. She got called a flipper the other day, a fucking flipper. In one of the nights, but that was just a little disagreement. Really, what's a big disagreement then? Because I'm noticing it doesn't look a lot different from a little disagreement. The only difference is you didn't get banned, probably because you begged and kissed ass and pleaded with a person that treated you like shit. Okay,
right.
And again,
now I'm not asking for an apology, or I'm not asking for any thankful or nothing.
No, hit me up. Fucking, you think you we got you $100 fucking worth of shit back. So you act like all the people that talk about this are the fucking devil. Well, I hate to say, but if we're the devil, then those people over there, what does that make them?
Yeah,
they're telling her shut up, stay in her lane.
Okay, she made up with her. All right. But I wonder if it would have happened if it wouldn't have been brought to the interwebs,
No. Well, she tried to get it fixed before. She said she wrote. It was ignored, And that's what's been happening with a lot of these people. Again, if they want to climb back, what happened to having some fucking dignity? I mean, that's the problem with so many of these people. I don't know if it's a self-worth issue. I'm not sure what it is. But what makes you climb in bed with fucking felons and frauds? What makes you sit over there and defend a dude that obviously you can't afford the cocaine and shit? You can't afford that to happen, but magically it's coming up. What makes you say it's 5-hour energy drink? But you don't question things like, hey, and in 2024 there was money for this farm. Nothing has fucking happened. Oh wait, I forgot. You got 2 toilets on the ground, 2 water heaters, an island, and some wood. $4,000 worth of it. Okay. Where's the rest? Oh, they said they could keep it. It was gifted to them. Oh, if they should remove the word, they should remove who's saying it. And if you put Jeremy Hales in front of the statement and you have a problem with it, but you put another person's name on it and you don't have a problem with it, then you have a problem. You know, if Jeremy Hale said, somebody gave me $50,000 and I'm just keeping it. I said it was for a family in need, but that was actually given to me. It was a gift to me. I can do whatever I want. Some people said I should spend it on a car. They'd be streaming about that for months.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like you said earlier, it's the hypocrisy of the whole thing. Rules for me, but not for thee. That's exactly the way they look at things. It's insane. Absolutely insane.
I do not respect all of these people at all. They deserve to be scammed by these folks because they keep going back. It's like an abusive relationship. They keep going back. And you know, it's so insane. There's always an excuse, always something that makes it okay. How many people, again, you know, and I wouldn't want these people as my friend. Just to note that too, because you notice how easily they turn on so-called friends. All someone has to do is call a so-called friend a flipper, and they all freak out and they start treating them like absolute shit. It's amazing, man. It hasn't happened once. It's happened dozens of times.
Oh, but see, they're allowed to apologize to one another, and everything is okay. Everything's okay.
I guess we shouldn't. Tubbs into going tonight. Wait until I bet you. Look, what's funny is they bring on a fucking felon, a dude who defrauded folks, and they talked about guardianships, but they bring on a guy who, again, made a blind man their fall guy, and they all sit over there and they applaud that person. And you want to tell me I have no respect for any of those people? And you know what? They don't. It's because they don't respect themselves. They've been told who these folks are, and either they won't look. Again, you can look up Luthman and conviction. You should look it all up. I mean, it's bad. And there was a lot more. Either that or they just don't care. And if people don't care about that kind of shit, I certainly wouldn't want them around me. I definitely wouldn't want them around my kids, and I definitely wouldn't want them around my wallet.
Well, it's like a shark frenzy. They're mesmerized by the bullshit. Okay, they've got to have that attention. Maybe if she's lucky, 50 people in her chat. Well, that gives her the ability to be able to pat them on the head. That's the way I look at it. They stick around because, you know, I mean, look at your chat, Tug. I mean, it flies like 1,000,000 miles a minute. Okay. The idea of someone in your chat, like those guys, they crave attention, and Lisa gives it to them, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do get that. It's just, I'm not going to turn, you know, the thing that bothers me with it. And again, people watch whatever you want. My problem is that when I'm not going to randomly turn on them and just because they have a different opinion, you know?
Right. I'm
not going to be like, oh, fuck you. You know, you can't be here. You know, people, can you get banned? Yes, you can get banned. But it's like some of this stuff that they ban over is just, it's insane.
Well, that's one of my main rules. Be good or be gone. You know, I mean, as long as you're good, hell, you're welcome. But like the minute you're bad.
With, you know, they don't own any of their problems, like with products. Like I said, I bring up Rhea Ryan, perfect example, because there was a two-sided relationship. She and Mark backed when we put out comics. They backed, and shipping took a while because I couldn't announce this, but the divorce thing hung things up. It did, because you have assets frozen. I was like, oh God. And it took me forever to unfreeze that just to be able to ship my stuff. It froze it freezes everything. So it took months and months. It took me months to unfreeze the assets to pay the guy to finish the comic. And then it slowed down shipping. But then with Rhea Raya, we had a couple of attempts there after that to mail an international mailing. Like these days, especially, with all the stuff with tariffs and insanity, all that craziness that popped up a little while, it made a mess. And the product didn't get there a couple of times. Now, eventually, I refunded them off of that. I ate the second round of costs for shipping because, when I mail it the first time, if it doesn't make it with international, I'm ending up eating the shipping, So we tried it again, and that's on me. Even if the mail messes up, it's my fault. It's the business person. It's my fault. You treat the person well, you respect them, and you make it right. And it's always your fault. It's not their fault. If they don't get a product, it's not, no matter what, you should respect. And I do. I bring up Rhea Raya because I like Rhea Raya and I like Mark. They're good people beyond that. But even if she would have been screaming and yelling in my emails, she would have 100% been right, And these people, they're like, nope, I'm going to yell at you, call you a flipper, treat you like trash. And it doesn't matter how long that person has been around, what they've done. You see people that are mods, they back everything these people have done. They're there every day. That's why ultimately when you have people watching now, they're watching their shit show. All right. I'm going to watch their shit show. It's going to be really fun to watch the damage control over Gabe saying that he, well, I'll take that back. I won't watch the shit show. I'll watch the transcript,
Right.
That's what I'll go over. But anyway, let's go over some of this. Are you sticking or are you out of here?
Yeah, let's go, man. I like the super chats.
All right. What's up, E-Terrats? Thank you for the membership. How you doing, buddy, by the way? Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tux Thugs. And obviously, you've been here much longer than that. Thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. Max Lab, thanks for the too. Tag, you're it. Indeed. Hey, Max, I appreciate you sending that stuff over. I didn't know if you pulled up I figure you could have found them. But if you did not have tonight's documents, if you need them, let me know. I mean, they've been posted online already, but if for some reason you don't have them, let me know too. Judy, thank you for the gold coin there. Thank you. Appreciate that. Cat from me. Is that cat from me? Okay. Thank you for the flower there. I feel like I was missing something there for a second.
Cat from me, I think is what it says,
cat from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just, I thought for a minute there I was mixing something together or something. So I always try to figure it out for a minute there. And thank you for the silver star and on top of it, the floating heart. Appreciate that. Barnyard Zelly, thank you for the silver star there. Thank you. Appreciate that. Mostly harmless fuzzball. Love that name. There are so many names I love. Like with Avatar, like I like Barnyard Zelly with the avatar is perfect, but mostly harmless football. I love that name. I always have. Thank you for the 100 jewels and the Sunday. Thank you. Gillette, thank you for the hiding. Oh, and also a happy poop. Look, we got a little bit of the happy poops falling in. Thank you again, Fawn. Thank you for a happy poop there. Appreciate that. 2012, thanks for the 2. Strike caused by Megan Fox. That's right. That's right. It's because she's not here. I know. Megan Fox is not here. It's crazy. I know how selfish does one have to be to spend time with family? I'm like, you got a stream to run. What's up? Smoking Cats. Thank you for the flower. Appreciate that there. 2012, thanks for the 2. J-Hib said his dead dad married Megan's stepmom. Oh, no. Yeah, I heard about the stepmom thing. That was really funny. Did you hear? Did you hear how they came up with that whole conspiracy about her family?
Yeah, it was insane.
D, what's up, D? Thanks for the 2 there. I had valid reason for being absent. No. There's never one. There's never one. I'm sorry.
Well, we've been waiting on stuff to pop off, and look at there. Both our co-hosts took a day off, and both of us got some goodies in the horizon. Yes,
indeed. That's how it works sometimes, right?
Right on. Right.
You get those popping off. Plus, 2012. Thanks for the 2 there. Will Tug listen to music or read a book first? It depends on the day, man. Right now I'm in a Walking Dead mood, and I become absorbed without everywhere I'm interested. Walking Dead's so big that it takes so long to go through it that when I get in that mood, it will encompass 6 months of my life. And through that, when I stop, I don't want to listen to music. I listen to audiobooks. Have you ever listened to or read any of the books on Walking Dead?
No, I haven't. I need to. Right now, I'm binge watching Criminal Minds.
Oh, yeah. I enjoy the early seasons of it, especially.
Yes.
There's just a million seasons of it. But with the Walking Dead, the governor, his backstory, there's 4 books about the governor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it goes through his whole life, what happened with his kid, all that interesting stuff. Plus, in the show, they changed his name. And the name, he adopts where, the fake name that he assumes when he attacks the prison and, then he goes off and lives with that family.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually his name in the book. So it's kind of funny. His brother's name was the name they give him in the show. It's kind of interesting to see the, the differential in that. But man, the books and that, if you're into The Walking Dead, they're good. They're good listen. I like them. So if I'm in the mood, or I'll make music. To be frank about it though, these days, with your ability to make music now, I make the music I want to listen to. If I'm in the mood to listen to specific types of music, I know sometimes I don't know what I want to hear until I hear it. I have an idea and I'll play around. And when I find it, I don't think I've listened to anybody else's music in 8 months, just my own stuff, just because I play around with it. It's fun.
Mama makes a lot of good music. I don't have time for it most of the time, but I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. You can get all the fun out. Oh, you can make some just killer songs, with good hooks.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot. I have some obsession with fire. I like making mainstream songs too. Like I said, I find the absurdity of That Umbrella Guy, like, doing like breakup songs. I think it's really funny. So I always picture it in my head of like him having his own band. It's funny in my mind. That's a character, it's not a person, even though it is me and I don't change anything. But in my mind, that's like it's a different person. So I always imagine it with his mask and stuff doing like breakup songs. And I think it's funny. Anyway, John Alive, thanks for the 2. Vomit is pathetic. POS. He's jealous of you. Yeah, actually, who he's jealous of? He's jealous of Megan Fox. He's mad because if he would have chosen correctly, he'd be sitting right here, right now. That's right, Vomit. Instead of having to sidle up with like low rate felons to carry water for pieces of shit that just don't care about you, you could have actually accomplished something. All you would have had to do was be a good friend. That's it. And Megan Fox, she would have been your friend. And you would have been able to cover and more. And I know you'll say, oh, I would never. Oh, yeah, you would. you'd have been hearing a cocaine heartbeat. Oh, wait, I shouldn't talk about cocaine, should I?
You get privacy struck.
I'm sorry, in a 5-hour energy drink heartbeat. My bad. False positives. Hey, what's up? Frankie dropped 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Frankie. That is awesome of you. And like I said, I love memberships, so I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you. It is a great message to people. Bill, thank you for the silver star. Thank you, Bill. Brett, thank you for the gold coin, baby. That's right. Thank you there. Hey, Fallen Hero. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for that gifted membership, too. Like I said, love those. Love that you're here all the time, too, man. Very much appreciate you. Very much appreciate it, man. What a time to be me. I love that name. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. 2012. Thanks for the 2. Gaby worked without a permit. LMNOP has permit. Probably. Oh, wait. Is that a problem? Or probably. He worked without a permit. Yeah. Well, she did have a permit for a while. So, you know, what's funny is the way that Lynette described it, they wanted her to work without a permit. That's the way she talked about it. They wanted her just to go ahead and do everything, work without one. And she was like, no, because they cost me everything. So
that was smart on her point, because I've literally seen guys that would go and put a new roof on their house without pulling a permit. City would come in and make them tear every bit of it off.
Yep.
That's a costly mistake.
Yep. I agreed with and again, they had months to just start. See, they make it sound like they would have had to finish all of the work. No, all they would have had to do is start something, show that there's work in progress, and they could have continued with those permits.
Exactly.
Which is wild. I have questions. Thank you for the thumbs up. I have questions too. 2012. Thanks to you. Chat praise for Roy. Oh, yeah, for sure. Even fam. Yes, indeed. Roy, keep you and yours in our prayers. We appreciate you. Yeah, everybody keep Roy in your prayers for sure. Niece, thank you for the chili there. Thank you. Appreciate that. 2012. Thanks for the 2. She's suing Megan to pay for Gabe's lawyer. That would be really funny. Actually, I love that plan. Lisa Lee, my smelly Pete. Thanks for the 5. My theory is still standing, watching for old Ray going to visit Lisa. Ray peep show was for Lisa. Match made in Shale. Wedding at the Turtle. Oh, yeah, they could wear it there. That would be awesome. Now, actually, I get the feeling that those 2 right there, I get the feeling, I'm not talking about Ray, I'm talking about Preston and 2L. I don't think they're getting along right now.
They've been very well. Spacey Lacey's been very quiet since her last live. I mean, there's been no posts, no nothing. It's like ghost town.
I heard you did something crazy the other day, though, Preston. I heard you did something really, really crazy. You know what I'm talking about. You know about the phone call stuff that I'm talking about, don't you? Oh, yeah, baby. I know about that. Yes, I'm addressing her publicly. Yes, I know this is cryptic, but I know about the phone call. I know what happened over the weekend. Maybe that will lead to me finding out a lot more about you. Won't that be fun? Fun times.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, but I know. I know what you did. I know why you're probably being quiet. See, I was very thrown off by we did that interview, right? We did that interview on, what was it, Monday with Megan, and we had that. I fully expected something, anything, right? I expected a little meltdown or whatever, but there was let's just say there was a couple of cryptic posts and a couple of other things that got my eye, but I didn't know what those were about. But then I found out what you'd been up to, and yeah, it was even crazier than anything I could have imagined. But I'm sure we'll be talking about that soon enough, lady. I'm wondering if you'll post it before I do. Anyway, Christine, thanks for that. Was very vague, I know, but fine. Thanks for the fun. For those who gave me well wishes last night, and had to leave suddenly because of pain, thank you. Hey, you know what? We love you. We appreciate you. You take care of yourself and keep you in prayers too. You know, always. Kabah. Thank you for the 250 joules and the laughing disco, baby. Heck yeah. Rest in B-Face. Thank you for that high five. Oh, yeah. Love it. Thank you. Andre, thanks for the 2. I think Felisa will dig up 56K to pay her way. Yeah. I fully expect 56K to just pop up, don't you, magically?
That's going to be interesting, though.
If
like
Dave,
I said, go ahead.
I was reading. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I find it interesting. You know, I mean, that's a lot of money, Tug. I mean, that's Christmas time of 2024 to now. That's a year and 8 months or so. We know all of the pleasures that go on over there at that place. So I could see how that would burn up pretty quick.
They've already said that money, it was donated for many things, and the majority of it was for Christmas. That's what they've been saying. A lot.
They did a whole separate thing for the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, but they've been saying that. So that leads me to believe, again, when they say that, what they're saying is that money belongs to me. After we fulfilled a specific thing, the rest of it is my money. Which again is a big garbage no-no. That's not how donated money is ever supposed to work. And also, just as somebody who donates, that would really disturb me to hear. Like her own public statements would really disturb me. If I told you, well, it'd be like this, Coop. If I said, hey, Coop's in need of a fence. He's got to keep all these predatory walruses off his property. Well, if I went out and people were like, here's $10,000, to build Coop a fence. And I went out there and put up 150 popsicle sticks. And I was like, all right, there's your fence. We're done. I don't think people would be happy about that, right? And I wouldn't be happy with myself. I'd feel like I fucked you over. Because I would have in that, But that's what it would allow. That's why that kind of stuff is not allowed. But it's what we've looked at. Always catches up with you, though. Always does. But if something, Dave, laugh my butt off, that would be crazy if it happened. I mean, they've essentially, again, it's a blame shifting game. It's always someone else's fault. It would have been amazing. They probably could have kept that guy around if they would have said things like, we've had problems, we've experienced, issues with X, Y, and Z. It's put us off our game. They probably could have done that. But instead, they had live streams that were just, buck all these numbers. Because they've done it to anybody that's ever had the audacity to walk away from them,
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing. I've never seen anything like it. And people still have the stupidity to give. Like that's what amazes me sometimes. I've seen people do some shady business, but I've never seen anybody do something like these people have, and folks still be like, yeah, here, you want to keep our money? Sure, here you go. I mean,
one of the things that amazed me about all of this is, when Miss L was over there in Bone Suckers chat and she was talking about all the pain she's been in, everybody was consoling her and everybody was for her until the name of the individual came out who she was referring to.
Yeah.
And then you talk about how fast those people turned on her.
Yep. Well, it shows you. Well, and that's how they keep people in line. They when they do that, you notice how fast these people they shut the fuck up and they get back in line.
Yep.
That just amazes me, man. I cannot, like I said, I can't imagine somebody trying to force me to shut the fuck up because I
Well,
don't work that way.
Yeah, look how many stories. Just once it left Bone Sucker stuff, and then the night that the forgiveness took place, they still had people in the chat complaining that they did not get their stuff.
Right.
And I'm right there with you. It amazes me that these guys just stick around. Okay, do they stick around because in the hopes that they will eventually get their stuff, or is it some other reason?
I think a lot of them, you also, many of them have given and participated, and in order for them to walk away, they have to admit that not only were they wrong, but they got fucking taken,
Right.
I mean, that's a big deal, I mean, they none of them want to do that. None of them want to admit, hey, I got screwed here. I got absolutely screwed over because they did. I mean, and that, you know what? It happens. There are a lot of people. It's easy to misjudge folks. That's why I have to temper my thinking because people like Stacy Nat, for example. I like Stacy. And, Stacy, I saw how she was treated, but I also, when I go back and I look at like what she was doing and everything else, she was just trying to do her thing. She thought these people were her friends. She dealt with them accordingly. And then when she saw how a lot of these people really reacted, not just to her, but other people, she's like, oh, but I find that she ended up being actually a decent fucking human being. And
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah. And I have to remember that, but because I get to the point where I'm like, man, these people, I mean, when you're confronted with your money and you not just that, again, people attacking you and insulting, degrading you, Lord, at a certain point. But 2012, I'll go ahead. What did you say?
No.
Oh, thanks for the 2. Permanent, Gabe, don't need no stinking permit. That's true. I could hear him saying that too. Roseanne, thank you for the 350 jewels and the finger heart. Those are cute, by the way. Hey, Roseanne, that came through more than once. You do know that, right? It came through, I think it came through 2 or 3 times. So if you meant it to come through, awesome. If you didn't, let me know. Okay? I'll tell you about them, but just let me know. And thank you. I do appreciate that. That is awesome. Just, I want to make sure that was on intentionally. Emma, thank you for the silver star there. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, I see. Actually, it came through more than that. It came through, let me see. I think there's 5 at least. It's hard to tell when they mix in, but there are a few of those and they come through in a block. So let me know if that was intentional or not. Okay. And thank you, of course. If you meant to do that, thank you. When I see something repetitive, I want to make sure, absolutely sure. Jen, thank you for the thumbs up there. Let's see. Ace, thank you for the 2. I was like, what is that? That threw me. I was like, wait a minute. Thanks for the 2. Since Megan isn't here tonight, here's for a boa. That's right. She wants a boa constrictor. Megan Fox sat down with me one day. I remember it. It was just like yesterday. And she said, you know what, Tuck? If I had one wish since childhood, I've always wanted a boa constrictor. It was amazing. That's how I remember it anyway. Yep.
Well, you gonna roll with that.
I have so much fun doing that. She's like, shut that. That is not true. 2012. Thanks for the 2. Dudes could end up holding the bag. Fun times. Yes, it actually could be very bad for him, which, wow. Hey, B-Rat, what's up, brother? How you doing? B-Rat, thank you for the 2,500 jewels. That's awesome. And the beach dog. I don't think I've ever seen the beach dog before now. So thank you. Appreciate it. Roseanne, thank you. Again, there's the finger heart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me check. I need to pull up the chat here too. my chat closed out and I hadn't opened it back up because I'm reading super chats. Let me open it back up there. Even Bug doesn't believe you. I know. She was like, Tug, what is going on? She'll call me Umbrella Guy. Like, she'll be like, what are you doing, Umbrella Guy? Are you making up stories, Umbrella Guy? It's so funny. But be rat, thank you. 2,000 jewels there. Wolf you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't think I've ever seen the wolf you too. Linda, thank you for the silver star. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. Be rad. Thank you for the fortune cookie and the 380 jewels. Thank you for that too. Appreciate you, my friend. Roseanne, see, we have another finger heart. Thank you, Roseanne. Appreciate you there. William, thanks for the 5. Did you really say a snowball's chance? We were talking about Bobby's. I know, I caught myself. I was like, wait a minute. And here's another finger heart too. Again, Roseanne, appreciate you. Thank you. Be rad. Drop that 552. I like the finger hearts. They are very cute, by the way. I do. And you know who really likes those? The little ones. I like to go through, I can go through the replay and pull them all up and show them to them. So they get to see and they'll like chat when they pop up. And they like that. I think it's really cute. And the way it'll pop them up, it'll, in my replay, I can get it to pop them up at the beginning too. Be rat. Thank you for the 550 there. And the stay hydrated. Thank you, man. I appreciate that one. And dropped a let them cook. You know, I hadn't seen the let them cook pop up either. Thank you. 750 jewels on that too. Thank you, my friend. Man, it's good to see you, brother, by the way. 2012. Thank you for the 2 there. Gaby got served. And when did Gaby get popped? So when did he actually get popped? He got popped on he got popped on 6/29, and then the service thing was the next month. So you know, it was funny because they were saying they knew this stuff was coming. But AJ's World, thank you for the hiding. Appreciate that. Here, Roseanne, here's some more finger hearts. Thank you for that finger heart there. But again, there's a few of them. There is a few of them. Let me see. There's another finger heart. Thank you. Like I said, the time. Are you in the chat? Like I said, I want to make sure these are all supposed to be there.
I haven't seen her.
Yeah, I haven't down there. There's another finger heart, like I said, and there's another one. So, like I said, I want to just make sure those are intentional.
You know, that's one of the things that as creators, we don't have any control over. And when somebody does make an accident, I feel really bad when they have an accident because I can't really do
There's
anything.
a way that if it is an issue that I can tell her she can go about correcting. I don't want to note here, you know.
Right, gotcha.
But there is a way to fix it if it is an accident, you know, and I am totally good with that. Yeah.
I had a lady
that's
that
fun.
did that.
So apparently Fatty has decided to go live and share information about Megan Fox's husband, his career and education. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm sure people will catch that because that's definitely going to go over well in your garbage lawsuit. That's fun, huh? You know, it's funny because she and her boo said online, he's part of your fucking broadcast. So it's really fun how they always, that's been their thing though. They target your family members. They target your children. They target anybody because they think it'll back you off. It'll make you stay away. And it has worked on people, you know. There are people who've dropped out of covering Hales because these people are just so nasty, getting threats and more. But B-Rat, thank you for the G's too. So we got more finger hearts. Then here's Roseanne, finger heart there. Here's another finger heart. Thank you. Again, I like making sure that people mean that, you know. If people want to support, I appreciate the hell out of it. If they don't mean to, I want them to fix it. AJ, thank you for the floating heart there. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate you. 2012, thanks for the 2 there. She's protected by anti-welling statutes. Indeed. Here's another finger heart. And again, Roseanne, if those are all meant, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Those are cute. So, like that's Filter. Thank you for the 100 jewels for the Sunday. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. 2012. Thanks for the 2. Is she a creditor or is she a non-party? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Is she a creditor or is she a non-party? I don't know. She keeps saying that she's both. It depends on the day, right? It depends on the day.
Yeah, according to her, she's more of a creditor than Jeremy Hales. I mean, there's actually money on the books owed to him by this woman.
Thank you, Rerun, by the way. Like I said, I just want to make sure. I do appreciate her. I just want to make sure that that's all good to go. Kathy, thank you for the year there. Thank you. It would be interesting to talk with people from her past. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know what's funny is they like going in and doxing people's works, and stuff. It's not like that information about many of the people around them. Like, we don't know that stuff. You see it when you do checks on people, but it's not important, so we don't bring up where some of these people work, even though they do it to other people. We haven't brought up things about the family, and it's insane. Like, again, what they do is they open this box and it has a reaction. It may not come from people like Megan, but it definitely invites a certain element into things. Remember, I talked about that months ago. There's this element they want to get involved, and that element, they can be bad sometimes, and they've invited it in. Lisa Lee, I smell like pee. Thanks for the 2. That just made all of her material public interest. Indeed, it did indeed, didn't it? Cynic, thanks for the 5. I think she may get subpoenaed delay due to service issue, but that'll just mean that Randy will serve her directly. No quote unquote limited subpoena. That's her best case scenario. Even with that, okay, even if let's just say in some hypothetical, they could play that game. She's already admitted to, I will give you X and I will give you Y. And with that, see, I don't know if she'll be able to pull that anyway, because the bankruptcy court is not, it's not Bolito's court. It's a different beast. And they've admitted to receiving. You had Gabe admit putting it in my hands. So I don't know. We'll see. Again, you never know with a court, but it is allowed. It is allowed in that jurisdiction. The case that I quoted, by the way, came from that jurisdiction. So that's interesting. It's not just some case out there. It's a Florida case from that specific jurisdiction. So,
well, the one thing we haven't heard yet is anything from the new judge. And that's one of the things I'm interested in, is the first, order she puts out, or the first ruling she puts out, just to see the temperament that she might have. Because the other one was no nonsense.
Yeah. Bankruptcy judges they don't like having their time wasted and people messing with them, So we'll see. We'll see. Trip and Fall Ned, thank you for the 100 jewels and the high 5. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Gayla, thank you for the 250 jewels and the clapping seal. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Dana, thank you for the silver star. Simba, thank you for hiding there. Denny, thank you for the thumbs up. Tinny, what's up, Tinny? Appreciate you. Stats, thank you for the treat. How's it going, Stats? I hope you're doing good too. Diana, thank you for the sparkles. Thank you there. Oh, look, Tooth Fairy money. That's right. I thank you. I will tell her. She got her some more Tooth Fairy money, because we're going over to their favorite place in the world. We're going to the toy store tomorrow. I got a really early doctor appointment, and then after that, I'm going to drag them over to the thing to say thanks, because they'll have to get up early. Joanna, thank you for the gold coin there. Thank you for that. Mostly Harmless Fuzzball, thanks for the 5. I bought something on Amazon recently because I didn't want to deal with drop shippers. Turned out the one I bought is being shipped from China anyway. Doesn't that one? Oh, I know that feeling. Oh, it makes me so mad. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it early. No, it's coming there for anyway. Lori, thank you for the floating heart there. Hey, what's up, Stacy Nat? There you are, by the way. Thank you for the 450 jewels and the butterfly. Appreciate that, Stacy Nat. Appreciate you too. Risa, thank you for the tune there. Replay crew, catching part of the live. Indeed. Thank you. Glad to see you too. Hey, Huggy Bear, dropped a treat and a silver star. Thank you, Huggy Bear. Astrid, thank you for the chili. Greg, thank you for the sparkles, man. Okay, thank you for the 250 jewels and the laughing disco, baby. Spoil, what's up? Thank you for the Sunday and the 100 jewels. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you for the gold coin. And Roy, what's up, Roy, man? Thank you for the chili. All right, I think we have caught up everything. Let me make sure every single thing is in here. I haven't missed anything. Yep. Hey, what's this, by the way?
Uh-oh.
I'm reading something real quick.
Oh, it's a little funny what's going on. Got the Arthur over there reading. Yes. We'll just leave it at that.
That's funny. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'm just reading a couple of things real fast.
I got burned up a little bit just a little while ago, but yeah, it's pretty
Oh yeah, look,
interesting.
Lynette said in the chat, she said, Lisa, stop. I never said anything bad about the people that donated to us ever. You turned around and said that I was lying about the permit and stuff. I'm not going to put up with that stuff. Oh man. Looks like a little sparkage. Well, you know what? Look, Lynette, like I said, you and I disagree on a lot of things, but I can say, number one, they stuck the ingratitude thing on her without her saying that. I never saw her publicly say, I don't want this fucking fence or anything. And they painted her as an ungrateful monster.
Oh, but they did it after they exploited the shit out of her and that child.
Mm-hmm.
And when she gave a little pushback trying to get things done, they really went off the rails on her.
Yeah, when she started talking about that permit, then they started talking about how she was ungrateful, how she said that, she said all this shit about the fence, how she wouldn't settle for the fence they wanted. She had to have something better. She was basically getting my word, but she's basically getting too bougie about it. Which is funny to hear, because I thought, wow, that's pretty messed up. That is pretty messed up to say, because that stuff, what point does that have other than to stop other people from giving her money and to keep people giving Lisa money and not breaking off with it? Again, Preston, you've got a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't light her ass up.
I would. Well, we do.
I would do. I that's right. What's she gonna do? Threaten you? I mean, fuck. She's already told people you're a liar. And again, I'm not pretending to be your friend. Coop isn't pretending to be your friend. She pretended, like you said, she did. She pretended to be your friend. She actually she still, according to her, she still talks to John. She does all this stuff, and it's wild. Although, I mean, I don't know how that is as of late. I'm not really sure, but she definitely tried to drive that wedge in there. You could see it publicly. You'd have to be blind not to see that. And I realize, like, I get why Lynette crawled back in with these people, because she wanted money for a lawyer.
Oh yeah.
But you also said, Lynette, and I figured this was on your word there. You said that after all of that stuff was done, after you felt Ohio was done, you'd make her pay for what you did. And I always figured that was your plan, And she said a lot of shit. Again, she's talking permit shit. In order to be, this is the one thing I always figured would become a problem. In order for you guys to get along, you have to eat the fact that the permits were your fault. That you caused all of this. That's what she says about that.
Right.
And you have all this. I mean, your documents are still set. Well, one thing I'll give you, you never deleted your posts that have been sitting over there on YouTube about the permits and more. Like they still are there to this day. But they say it's all your fault.
As much as I don't like Lynette and Cook, I'm half-ass proud of her for that comment. She's taking back some control. I just wish now she would use it on her YouTube channel because she needs to speak her truth. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that's been she's been accused of that she needs to just fix all the lies that's going on over there at 2L's place.
These people, man. I mean, they just.
I mean, shit. You remember when she dumped all that stuff about the permits and all the messages? I mean, she brought it, boy.
Well, I think she has more. I think, Lynette, I think you have more. And these people, they ain't doing you any favors anymore. You know what? Again, you can hate me or whomever. You can hate a Hales, but you know what? We never raised money in your name and kept it.
Nope.
You know, that fence, man, look at it. It's falling the fuck apart, lady. The money that she took for it too, Lynette. She said, again, you talk about David, the money just from that guy alone. She put up those items where she says, this is for the fence, this is for this is for that. And she put up well over $10,000 for the fence alone. Now, if it's paid for with gift cards, even if you took her math and said that she's 100% correct and she paid $5,000 out, well, still, that still leaves a lot more money out there. But yeah, the stain, there was supposed to be stain protection. Well, you never got that. I was just
fixing to talk about that. If I'm not mistaken, that was damn near $1,000.
It was $1,000.
That just never appeared.
Yeah, it supposedly fell off the truck.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well,
$1,000.
I mean, your fence just falls the fuck apart on it. But it, the point of the matter is when, like, if it were me, we did you a project. When we finished, that isn't my money. None of it is. It was donated for. If they want to argue for you, fine. It was donated for the betterment of your child. And whether that, no matter what happens with your property or anything else, that money, first of all, you shouldn't be in the point that, like, if you lose your property, it's a damn shame because these people, they talked you into going this route. Why do they do that?
Well, remember, Tug, it's not been I think it's just last year. She made the comment that she is worse off now after meeting all of these people than she was before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe that in some ways.
She's going to lose her property.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, these people got into her life and everything. It's unreal. Oh, shit. Oh, I gotta grab something real quick. Fuck.
Go for it.
I could grab something right now. Sorry, folks. Just give me a second. Lynette's talking. Ooh, Lynette.
Oh, they're getting sent.
I mean, well, you know what? Again, Lynette, fucking 100%. These people, they shit on her all the time. You know, again, I don't pretend to be her friend. Give me a second. So I'm grabbing something there. Oh, wow. You want to see something real quick?
Are they letting her go?
Oh, she's posted something.
I mean, are they letting her say what she wants? Are they?
No, she posted it on YouTube.
Oh,
she's posting now. You want to see it real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. We'll probably cover more like in depth tomorrow. Hey, let me make sure I got it. can't remember. I don't think I got you, Suzanne. Thank you for the silver star too. And East Texas Cowboy. Thank you for the 100 jewels and the high five. Let's look at this real quick, folks, while we're here. I love it. Oh, I love it when Lynette like goes to just takes it to these people just because, again, you watch them and it's just nuts. So this is what she had to say here. After hearing Lisa's comment just now, I'll be coming out with a full whatever live video, whatever. I'm not going to be falsely accused of cutting down the people that donated to us. I never did that. Marla Hughes told Lisa that I was going to sue her. That came from Marla Hughes. That's interesting, huh? And then Lisa believed it. So it was Marla, huh? So the shit we got blamed for came from Marla. That's fascinating, huh? And then Lisa believed it and said the trolls were telling her that I was going to sue her and that I was cutting her down. And that was a lie. The rest would come in my life. Be prepared for it because I'm over being lied about. The permit, everything will be talked about. This is done. I don't give a damn what John says. He can say whatever he wants to make me live through hell. Whatever, I'm going to be coming clean and I'm done with all this. How dare she say that? I don't want comments about suing anyone or doing this or going to the feds or going to anybody else. There is no dealing with any of that. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. I'm not the one who wants the money. I haven't been the one who wants the money for a long time. I have been over it. If the lies hadn't been made about me, I would still be getting help from people. I believe this. I actually believe this. If she wouldn't have said what she said, you'd still be getting help from people and be trusted. Yeah, that's it. Look, the audience over here, like these people are not giving you money, but those people were. There was a guy that gave you a lot of money too, and he said that he stopped donating because he saw no progress either. But because I was lied about, that's why everything stopped. And now I will prove it with receipts, text messages, emails, the truth. I'm done being lied about. Boy, leave that up. Leave that up. That'll be interesting. About I said already, but having her blatantly say that just makes me sick. Our life sucks right now. Anyone want to truly know it's we're losing way too much. Too much is being stolen from my life and from a child, and I'm sick and tired of it on both sides. I'm over the bullshit. Lord.
Get him, Spicy Lacey, get him.
Spicy. I told you, Lacey, you come on here, I'll give you a few $100. You stay for an hour and a half. We'll do an interview. Hit me up. We'll do it. You got to stay though. You got to answer questions. And you actually make some money, but there will be no going back because they will fucking hate you for it after you talk to me. They already hate you anyway. They talk about you like you were a dog. I ain't shit.
I wonder when she's going to stop counting on the scraps and just say, enough is enough.
Yeah. You know what? I say they treat you like a dog, but they treat you worse than the dog because like Coop just used a nice word there, scraps. You know what? Like off my table, if I have I don't have a dog, but I have snakes, right? My snakes, they eat well. These people, they fed you shit that I wouldn't feed to an animal, as far as like cutting off, you had big money. You can say, hey, I don't want that money. It ain't about money, dude. It's about justice. These people, they made it. It wasn't justice. It was just us. And Lynette wasn't one of them. They all had a fucking field day with your name and your kid's name. So,
well, think about this for a second. You got two L's living over there in the villages, nice fancy home that she pays rent on, I imagine. And you got this poor elderly couple and this disabled child that they were grifting for months and months and months. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of the stuff that's gone on in this elderly couple's life, they brought on themselves, but they were promised a roof over this child's head. So you got this individual living in the villages with air conditioning and not having to worry about anything. And then you got this poor elderly couple that they just fleeced all this money for, living in the heat, living in a shed, At one point in time, they got rid of their not RV, their camper. So that put them living back in the shed and part of them living in the tent. All while this person's over here in the villages just living up a life of luxury. But yet this poor elderly couple that they fleeced and grifted for is living in squalor. Huh.
Yep.
And they're forced to take, like I said a while ago, they're forced to take scraps when they're owed the whole T-bone steak.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it was their money. At the end of the day, like when we talk about the money thing, the money was Lynette Preston's. And it doesn't fucking matter where you get the money or not, Lynette. It's the fact that they acted like they did you a big fucking favor. I mean, all of that. Look, Lynette, here's the real kicker to it. Those people over there, let's just say where the bankruptcy and stuff goes. If you do lose everything, I don't know how it'll turn out, but if you lose everything, you would have had people to help you rebound it. Now, she took that from you. She took them all. I mean, these people were, what happened between 2024 and now? What happened between people dropping? I'm telling you, you had $100,000, if not more, because you think about it. You had the fence, you had Christmas, you have all these people dropping dollar dues. You have freaking, we have heard multiple people talk about mailing cash money to you. And you say you didn't get any of that. You've had multiple people. How many people have walked away from you, not just because she's turned them on you, but just because they're sick of all the bullshit that comes with having to deal with those folks? How many of them walked away from you? So again, I don't have to like or dislike you, to look at this and say, I can look at each portion of this objectively. And I've said all along that this is wrong what they did. Again, you and I talked, and we did. And I told you how you should handle it. Instead, you, John, all these people come out running your mouth saying you're going to do this or that. Man, go after those people. I 100%. I gave you the tools for it. You wanted them. I gave them. And there's more. There is more you can use. God. And again, it's not just about money. It's about justice. Because these people, there is something. You know what? You could probably claw back some of that money, though. Because these people, and they're scared of you. Why do you think they attack you so much like that? Why do you think she calls you ungrateful and stuff? It's not to turn these people on you. It's to keep you silent, to make you afraid.
Yep. An afraid person will sit there in their little hole, in their little cage, and not rock the boat. Yep. And that's what 2Ls is scared to death of, that boat getting rocked. And then she's got to figure out where she's going to come up with tens of thousands of dollars that don't belong to her.
I think I agree, Lynette. Look, before all these people, you had a cease and desist. And I very much... I don't think you all would have escalated to the point that we would have seen. We would have probably seen the protective order thing. I don't think we would have escalated to rapid fire cases back and forth. I don't think you would have filed, obviously, you wouldn't have filed the 2 loser cases that were in the state court. You wouldn't have filed the thumbnail case, which was a garbage case. There was no way to win it, and we told you that. That wasn't being pro Hales. It's just telling you it's garbage. It says it in that. It stipulates that everything in there is protected. So that was garbage. The trespass 5 case, no matter how you felt about it, you had a police officer there, you had these people, you couldn't win it. If you look at it from an objective legal point, emotionally, you could be pissed off about whatever, but objectively, you could not win it. And I know you wouldn't have had the means to do it. And these people, when they file shit on your behalf, it can cost you money. Like the thumbnail mess, I figure like you're gonna have to. That's part of your bankruptcy problem. you're looking at potentially losing a decent amount of money there. So I'm sure that when you're looking at property and stuff, that's got to be considered. Again, I don't know. I'm not privy to that stuff. But when I know you got a decision that's coming against you, and the stuff Bruce did, the fuckery there, the bankruptcy idea was so bad, Lynette, that I really think these people did it on purpose to fuck you over. I don't, there's no way you could do this without intentionally trying to fuck you over. Again, I can separate what I think with Hales, and I can look at all these people over there, and they, again, they did you wrong. And, these people say, well, we say that because we want to. No, man, I look at that, and at the end of the day, I have a little girl the age of your little girl, and you wanted a house. If you didn't get the barn dough, you asked for $5,000. They had 10 times that at least in your money. They could have bought you a place. You all would have been better off, and now you're looking at losing everything. Again, that's not a Jeremy Hale's fault. That is them fault. Anyway, all right. Well, tonight might get interesting today, but I'm going to end here. This just got fiery, dude. I'm kind of liking. I want to see her drop some elbow. We'll see what happens. But
I had a fabulous time tonight, boy.
Me too. It's been fun. It's been fascinating, even. But we're gonna get out of here. Go sub to Coop. Appreciate you, folks, and we will see you.